This is probably why you have so much heartburn. It's all the cocaine. Okay. Right, let's do episodes.
No, this, come back.
Mm-hmm.
This is gone.
Ancient Shadows is the one we're on next. I'm assuming it'll give us like a little,
Previously
on, because we'll probably need it. Also tell me if it's too quiet or loud. Previously on the last door.
After escaping from his burial, he was buried alive. David finds himself in a cellar in London's darkest slum, the Old Nickel Rookery. That actually was a slum.
I have no idea.
It's in East London. In his pocket.
East London.
Well, it's not a slum now. In his pocket.
Oh, blimey.
In his pocket.
Me apples and me pears are falling out.
In his pocket, he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Oh, yeah, he went around all these houses and met all these weird people. He walks through the misty streets following a strange...
London fog! Jesus. Get your pot of eels! London fog! Sorry.
He walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the something... how to say that for me?
Simurg?
The King of Birds.
Oh, Bird King.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember now. Following its trail through dreamlike land of fog, he meets Alexandri, a member of the secret group Divot and his friends joined at school. He welcomes Divot and speaks of an entity called the Bird that had been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then.
Mm-hmm. Emma looking up cheap taser, same day delivery. So that's all we get, I guess.
Yeah, and he went to a load of houses and met a load of weird people. He met a man playing a violin. You had to make a mannequin of his dead wife.
Yeah, that one was particularly fun.
And he met this Lady Jane ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
Not Baby Jane ripoff, who was like, I dance for my daddy.
Oh, dancing the piano music.
For me daddy.
Me daddy likes it when I dance. Yeah, that one.
They were trying so hard to be great, but just became kind of funny.
I know, it's a very dumb game. I like it. It's very melodramatic, but that's also very poor.
Hello, Barlord.
Emma looking up cheap taste. Ooh! I'm in a chair.
Yes, he was watching a play and they all had like rabbit costumes on.
Yes.
Or some weird shit.
Probably some eyes wide shut stuff happening. I got my Halloween commission today and I'm so happy about it. Well done. Although I don't 100% know what that means.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Can I get up out of the chair? No.
I have made my mind up.
I have made up my mind.
Oh, your Halloween costume, is it?
I ain't wasting no more time. Here I go again. Oh, it's an art commission. I ordered myself a choker, just like my card is wearing. Lovely. Very wholesome. I have a choker that I don't really wear somewhere.
Chokers were massive when I was young.
Ah, I have a choker somewhere. It's like a little elasticated one.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Although I don't wear it that much because I don't like things around my neck very much.
I don't like things around my neck either.
I think it looks okay, but I don't wear it that much. Like I don't like too tight collars as well.
Just kill that fly, would you? It's driving me fucking
mad. I'm controlling this blondo now. I'm a blondo.
Are you Alexandri?
I have no idea. I'm ready.
Oh no, you're going to put a syringe in him?
Yeah, probably. Into his eyeball?
I don't know.
That would be funny. Go on, do it.
Oh!
Do it!
Oh, there's the lads. Oh, they weren't bunny rabbits.
Yeah, they were just mascots. Do it! Am I getting filled with opium?
This is a bit quiet.
I can turn it up for us, definitely. There we go.
You're probably going to sacrifice him to the bird god person.
Probably.
Because they wanted all the original witnesses, didn't they?
Yes.
And one of them hung himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hanged himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hung himself?
Hanged.
Hanged himself. Hung himself?
Hung is for a coat, hanged is for a boy, I think.
I've heard people say he hung himself.
Yeah, but I think that's technically incorrect.
Oh.
It doesn't really matter, but you know, I think it's a thing. Weirdest barbershop ever, 3 out of 5 stars. Hung is also for a big willy. I don't think I've ever used the term willy.
It's more for children.
I don't like it.
It's more for children.
I think even as a child I looked down on it. I was like, no, not gonna say that.
It reminds me of, you know how when you leave You know what well endowed means? It means
Yes.
you have a big penis
or large breastos.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it used to mean if you left someone a large endowment, and you left them a lot of money in your will.
Or to a college or something like that. It also uses endowments.
But if you said well endowed, I mean. And apparently there was this young lad, I can't remember who he was. He's this famous actor. He's dead now. And he was big in like the 80s. I can't remember his name. And he said he was very naive when he was first in theatre in the 50s in England, and all these gay fellas or bisexual fellas were flirting with him and saying like, are you well endowed or whatever. And he was like, yes, my parents left me a lot of money. He didn't understand what they meant.
Poor baby. Most people do look down on their willies. Ban. Out.
Who was it now? I
don't know.
I can't remember, but I always thought it was a very sweet story.
Ian McKellen.
No, he's gay.
Yeah, I know.
No, this was like a straight lad who was like totally confused and didn't realise he was being flirted with.
Oh! Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras.
Ooh. That's definitely how people in a cult talk.
Look now to the forest and the valley, to the old tower, from the last tree in the distance, to the stars in the sky. And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor sense. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theatre. The veil separates the truth from the lie.
Eh? What are you talking about, boy? What are you talking about, kid?
Oh, Christ, no. You can't have a cork horror. I shall hand the band to my flatmate whose comment I transcribed. The veil is a place.
Come here to me, kid. What's he saying?
Oh, fuck off. No, thank you. The veil is a place, Devitt. A place of mists.
Ooh.
Anthony's great abilities brought you
Is that
here.
the guy that committed suicide?
I think that was the hung boy.
Oh, see the big dick, did he? He thought his wife starved in the bed.
Yes.
Because he left her, and she was in a wheelchair.
Yes.
And he left her, and she starved, and he hanged himself.
Yes.
And was there a baby as well who died? A child.
I think maybe?
And there was a weird cat.
There was a weird cat who was in the wall.
Oh, it was very Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes, a cat in the wall going, Rah!
Yes, because he was trying to kill the cat.
Yes.
Like the Edgar Allan Poe story.
Yeah.
He was like the cat.
He blinded the cat.
He's like, yeah, but he was...
And he was going to kill it.
By
But he
breaking
bricked
it
it
up
up on the
alive.
wall.
And somehow-
And it was still alive.
Somehow.
It went, Rah! Rah!
Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. All right, mate, Charlie Manson.
It is a cult. Oh, I like that.
You must find the door as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Ooh.
Open it and we will walk together beyond the mist.
The commission's helped me with my dysphoria a bit, and they say money doesn't buy happiness. Well, that's good.
People
I'm
who
glad.
say money doesn't buy happiness have
rich-
money.
I don't think it buys happiness. I think it buys security.
Well, what is that? Is it? Oh, am I about to quote Kanye West? Didn't Kanye West have that as a lyric? They say money doesn't buy happiness, but no, they say money isn't everything, but not having it is.
Don't know.
But
Something like that. You know that writer Maeve Benchy?
Yes.
She said that. She was like, I don't think money gets you happiness, it gets you security.
Yeah.
That, if I know that, if anything disastrous happens, I have the money to get me out of it.
Yes.
I suppose you're wondering why I called you so urgently.
I cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious.
Who are these people?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
I have been traveling... Is this the German doctor?
Maybe. Oh, yes, I get a new German voice.
I have been travelling, doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall?
Why, yes. The tragic event has been
No,
the continued
pronounce
object
your
of
W
speculation.
as a V.
Why, yes. The tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumour in every newspaper
Or
in
is
England.
it V's as W's?
It's both, I think. For weeks now, pamphlets has claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How was all of this connected with my patient?
He was your therapist, wasn't he?
Yes, he was my therapist.
Yeah. Oh, whatever they call it in the 19th century. He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims. No, David got away, boy. David somehow went from Scotland to fucking London.
Dear God! Gott in Himmel. Sorry. Which one should I say?
Well, I guess all three of them are pertinent. Like, why was he there? What do you mean he's been murdered? And who murdered them? I mean, these are all pertinent questions.
What was Divot doing there?
Many years ago, the hospital was a boarding school. It appears that your patient and Mr. Beechworth, that's Anthony, right? Spent part of their youth together there. We can assume that Mr. Divot...
Herr Divot.
I'm not saying that.
German accent. You watch a lot of German stuff.
Was investigating something. He believed he'd found a clue related to his friend's death.
Just do a Bruno Gantz impression. Actually, he wasn't. Shut up. It's the same thing.
He was Swiss.
Yeah, I know. Are you telling me that my patient has been murdered? Wurst meine Handy.
Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr Divot
I did not murder him.
Herr Divot was attacked but survived. You did give that impression, yeah.
What happened then?
Okay, I'll try and do a German accent.
Yay!
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I honestly can.
Yes, you can. You watch so much German media.
Well, I can't understand them. They're speaking in German. I don't know. I'll make a fool of myself.
Just do the what thing.
The what thing?
You know, like, oh, what is happening?
It seems the... No, I can't do it.
Yes! I'm so happy.
I can't do it. I'm not doing it. It seems the criminal was caught by Herr Divot in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to Divot that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to get him from the hospital. Sorry, what? To unearth him from the coffin. He was hospitalised. No, he wasn't. He's in fucking London. The nurses said he was unconscious for an entire day.
What was the cause of those awful deaths?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do that. I could do that. Yeah.
You just have to make your voice
very high-pitched.
Unbelievably Kemp, basically, to be German. Because all Germans sound really Kemp or full of rage or both.
You can really dance. You know,
See?
you know that meme?
No.
You can really dance. We can both dance. What a coincidence.
I don't know what this is. I love you. Go.
I'm not doing that. No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces.
I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital.
Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I've not been able to determine his whereabouts. You're lying, bitch! He wasn't rescued by nuns and put in the hospital. He woke up in fucking London under the slum.
Well, they might have stolen his unconscious body from the hospital.
And brought him from Scotland to London. Have you not seen Harry Potter? That train ride takes all day.
I don't know.
You know when they go from London to Hogwarts on the train?
No.
It's Hogwarts in Scotland.
Is that where they eat the sentient frogs?
It takes the whole day. They get on the train in London at 11 in the morning, and then it's nighttime by the time they get to Hogwarts.
I love you.
You've seen the movies.
Bye.
So how would your man get from Scotland to London that quickly?
Witches. What conclusions?
A wizard did it?
What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? Faster train. You?
I have some theories, but I prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. The Flying Scotsman. There's no planes back then. Do people in Scotland have to go down to London to
I think
take
the Flying
train?
Scotsman is a train.
Is it?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Do people in Scotland have to go down to London to take the train back? It only stops in London.
Like in the Hogwarts world or whatever.
No, I'm assuming it goes back to London, because when school ends, they go back on the train and it goes back to London.
Yeah, but like, what if you live at the bottom of Scotland and it's at the top in the Highlands or whatever?
I always wondered that too, because they've got that little Irish fella in Harry Potter, don't they?
Yeah, like, how does he get there? Does he have to fly to London first?
The little Irish fella, what's his name? Seamus Finnegan. So I wonder, like, how does he get home? How does he get back to Ireland?
The train was called the Flying Scotsman, apparently.
Oh, I apologise.
And what leads you to this conclusion?
You talk too much. It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr Divot within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance.
Super opium. I guess that would be heroin. Ooh. It's spooky. Episode 4, Ancient Shadows.
I doubt she knows her geography. Didn't she invent a wizarding school for the whole of Africa?
Yes.
Yeah, she on her website, it was like, here's a bunch of wizarding schools, and there's one wizarding school for the whole continent of Africa, where it's like Hogwarts, that's for England and Ireland.
Yeah.
So in Europe, like, and then there's one school for France, and there's one school for the east of Europe. So Europe gets all its own schools, but she thinks that all of Africa can fit in one school.
Yeah.
She's just a stupid bitch.
Isn't there one unnamed Asian school as well?
I don't know.
There's like one for all of Asia, I think.
No, she can't.
Or maybe there's like one for China and then one for the rest of
stupid.
Asia. I'm pretty sure she did. Hang on. I mean, there's a map that somebody made, I'm sure. If I go up here.
Of her little fictional wizarding schools.
Harold Potter Wizard
Barry Trotter?
Schools
Barry Trotter?
Map. I don't know what this is. Wizard Schools Map. Here we go. There is one for all of Asia except Japan and Korea. Fuck me.
I think it's because magic in Africa is more acceptable. Yeah, but there's not enough, like, there's millions of Africans. So if they were all, like, even if only 10% of them were witches and wizards, they could all fit into one school.
There's one for all of Australasia. There's one for Japan. There's one for basically the rest of Asia there. There's one for all of Siberia and Russia and the east of Europe.
What about China?
China is there, right?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then
one for South America.
When York gets a couple of ones then.
One for North America. One for all of this, the Central Europe, North Europe, and Greenland. And then one for Ireland and Britain. Incredible.
And there's one for France. What's it called? Beauxbatons?
That's France, Italy, Spain, and Portugal, apparently.
Okay.
And Switzerland, maybe.
Well, when they were in the book, they only all had French accents.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she cares. It's the Beauxbatons. Durmstrang. Unnamed East-Southeast Asian School. Unnamed Australian South Pacific School. She did say these are the 10 big known ones. Why are the Dutch in the school with the Romance languages?
I don't know. I don't think she has the brain or the understanding.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Because whenever she writes about a culture that isn't white or English, she really fucks it up.
Yeah.
Like, didn't she write... What did she do?
The infamous one is Cho Chang.
Yes.
Which is two last names from, I think, different countries.
And when she wrote about America, the USA, she was writing about Native Americans, and she did something that pissed off Native Americans. She got their culture all wrong, didn't she? And then, in the Fantastic Beasts movies, it was like all the stuff that she'd just been hinting at. Like the house elves in the Fantastic Beasts movies were very clearly meant to be African Americans.
Oh no.
Which makes it really iffy because they're slaves.
Yeah, and they like being slaves, and it's mocked that anybody would free them.
And then she very clearly made the goblins in Fantastic Beasts like Jewish gangsters. Yeah. So like all that stuff, she just fucking went for it. And then she like...
Fuck it, it's out now, let's go.
And remember the snake that Voldemort had that Neville killed? In the Fantastic Beasts movies, that snake was an Asian lady that was going to turn into a snake that was going to be the servant to a white man that the white boy kills. So like anytime she wrote about a culture that wasn't white or Western or English, she totally fucked it up. And that's not even getting on to how when she wrote about gay people. And we all know her views on trans people. But when she wrote about
Dumbledore was gay.
Oh yeah, but
confirmed later, right?
She totally fucked that up too, because she just started a load of queer baiting in the Fantastic Beasts movies, and people were like, "Please stop doing that; it's offensive." And then she was like, "Well, he had lots of gay sex in real life. That's not."
Don't worry, they fucked a lot.
That's not what they want you to do. They just don't want you to have you like pussyfooting around him being gay, like having. It was literally scenes where he was like looking at Johnny Depp like this.
Let's be honest, Neville was ace as fuck.
Do you mean like ace as an awesome or asexual?
I don't think anyone other than British people in the 1950s use the term ace to mean great.
Yes, they do.
Nobody says, "Oh, that's ace."
I've heard it.
Other than like in the Beano, maybe.
And I've never read the Beano, so where would I have heard it if it's only in the Beano?
Only Fools and Horses, because they probably fucking read the Beano.
I did watch a lot of Only Fools and Horses.
Yes, I know.
No offence, Barlow, but English isn't your first language. How would you know?
Because nobody else in the world uses ace. That's aces.
Well, where would I've heard it so.
Because you watch a lot of old fucking shit British sitcoms.
I haven't watched Only Fools and Horses in fucking decades.
Yeah, but you watch a lot of old British shit.
Like what?
Keeping Up Appearances.
I haven't watched that in years.
Yeah. I'm going to start using it. I was Dreya on this.
You're just getting on my tits, boy. Oh, that one was funny too. Wizard Hitler wanted to prevent human World War II, so the wizards have to do magic World War II, but also Dumbledore and Wizard Hitler couldn't hurt each other because of love magic. And also that meant that Wizard Hitler was the baddie, even though he wanted to prevent World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And he only wanted to prevent World War II because he wanted to make all the Muggles slaves or kill them.
We all know you're ancient as fuck too.
But, like, that means the baddie, even if he did want to make us all slaves, was going to prevent the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to cheer on the goodies who are going to let the Holocaust happen.
Mm-hmm. It's J.K. Rowling at her best.
Very weird, Emma. Very weird woman.
I'm sure this is the place. Alexander's house must be just ahead.
And one more point.
God.
For someone who says she's this hardcore feminist who wants to protect women, why is Johnny Depp in the movie?
Yeah.
Or Ezra Miller?
If you read her books, her portrayal of women is very sketchy.
She's a cunt.
You're allowed to say it.
I still feel it's a bit weird saying that word.
I see you next Tuesday. There's a large iron bar latching the door. Okay, can you move it?
Is that a little greenhouse?
Maybe.
I like little greenhouses.
It's quite odd that this door was latched from the outside. Emma wasn't waving at you, she was chewing a fly, just in case there was confusion.
I wish that fly would fuck off. If it stayed away, it would be fine.
Mm-hmm. He wants to be friends. It's like, hi, who are you? Hi! It's quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. Well, that means it was trying to keep something in.
Fuck off! Disgusting. Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts movies were awful. They were absolutely dreadful.
I might need some light in here. I'm going to leave.
The first one wasn't too bad, but then when I went to see the second one, I was like, this is shit.
Didn't they recast the boy?
Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh, even we can't ignore this. And they brought in Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, though. I've seen the first two.
What, is there a third one?
There's 3, yeah. I've seen the first 2, I haven't seen the third. Oh, yeah, but there was meant to be 5.
Yeah.
She wanted 5. But the third one bombed so much, it was like, bitch, we ain't making 2 more of these.
How did they explain? Did they explain it through like wizard magic that his face had changed, or did they just ignore it?
I haven't seen.
I don't know which would be funny.
I haven't seen that movie. I don't know.
That would be very funny. It's like, oh, he got into a wizard accident and it changed his face and voice and accent.
There's a third one.
He's Danish now. Oh, okay.
Well, he was played by Colin Farrell in the first movie.
Was he?
Well, that was okay because that was Johnny Depp in disguise.
Oh my god.
At the end of the movie, it's revealed it's Johnny Depp.
What a downgrade.
I know.
It's like Dumbledore going, oh, okay.
Yeah, Colin Farrell was actually pretty good in it. They should have kept him instead of Johnny Depp.
It's like, imagine you have a crush on an evil boy and it turns out he looks like Johnny Depp instead of Colin Farrell. Ugh. The house lights are on. Someone must be home.
I don't think Colin Farrell
I didn't know either.
I don't think Colin Farrell is that good looking.
Better than Johnny Depp, though, right? Johnny Depp always looks a bit like he's just crawled out of a bin.
Mads Mikkelsen is probably more attractive than the two of them, though.
Yeah, probably.
Though he annoys me.
He's got DILF energy.
He annoys me.
Does he?
There's very smug about him.
He's got, like, sophisticated European DILF energy.
Or sophisticated to dumb Americans and dumb Irish. I mean, Lee stars in loads of shit movie. Don't get me started with Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen annoys me. There's something really annoying about him. They say his movies in Danish are great, like the one where they're all drunks.
I've been meaning to watch, what's it called, Another Round?
Yeah, they're all drunks or something. Yeah. Because, of course, it's probably some...
It's basically a long version of that sketch by Mitchell and Webb.
Yeah, it's probably some classical existential depressing shit, because that's all that Northern Europeans can do.
I'm sure that's goofy comedies.
We have to be bitter towards the Scandinavians.
Why?
Well, because their lives are so great. They're always voted the happiest in the world. Mm-hmm. So we have to be like, fuck them.
I like the Scandinavians. They're fun.
I'm joking. Mm-hmm. I'm making a joke.
Let's go in.
I'm not surprised it bombed. It was released during the height of Rowling controversy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why it bombed, because I don't think most people actually care about that. Most people are fairly indifferent, I would say.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Do you think most people actually care that she's a bigot?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I don't think that. I think most people probably think she's weirdly obsessed with it, even if they sort of agree with her.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's become, like Graham Linehan. They probably think
she's become like a more high-profile Graham Linehan.
Yeah, they probably...
just all she does now.
They probably think she's crazy, even if they agree with her. Because she takes it so far, and that's all she talks about.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, like especially, England is Turf Island.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is.
No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household I'm an old friend come to visit. That's very rude. I wouldn't. Also, where are you?
You can't just go into someone's house.
I'm an adventure game protagonist. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm great.
That's very rude.
I'll just go in and steal everything that isn't nailed down and use it to, like, glue things together into a rope. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. A strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion.
Why would you paint a painting of a woman glaring? What were you doing with weird faces? What was that about?
That's quite a lot of art on the internet.
What are you on about?
Angry women.
What? I feel like the guy with the well-endowed will thing. I feel confused.
A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. Okay, so we're going to find a hand and then probably a time. We have to adjust it.
I never liked it. The hands on a clock are called that.
What do you mean?
Because I just don't think it's a nice name.
What should they be called?
They look more like sticks than hands.
Whiskers.
I like that.
Like clock whiskers.
Well, they look like stick. They don't look like hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird.
Mm.
They used to be actual hands.
Did they? Oh, did they used to have like little pointing fingers at the end?
That would be cool if they did. That
like
would be
wrought metal or whatever.
That would be cool if they did.
It could be Yes, exactly. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in this painting, the garrison is not in ruins.
Where's Pevensey Castle?
I have no idea. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them isn't full and still warm. Drink some tea. Steal their tea.
That's disgusting.
Your adventure game protagonists are essentially raccoons.
Don't drink someone's leftover tea.
If it's still warm, it's fine.
They could have a disease or something. Like my friend got, what's that mouth thing you get? Where they get like an ulcer in your mouth.
Herpes?
No, it wasn't herpes.
A cold sore?
Yeah, a cold sore. She got a cold sore because she drank from someone else's cup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't know it was someone else's cup. It's a long story, it doesn't matter. It's not
okay, I love you.
She accidentally drank from the wrong cup that someone else had drank from and she got cold sores.
Did she drink from the humble wooden cup of Christ? Or the bejeweled goblet that made him go old?
I don't know. But basically, my point is, if you don't share cups with strangers, you don't share saliva with strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we're a couple.
If you're uncool.
We're a couple and I wouldn't drink from your cup.
Really?
That's disgusting.
I think we've done enough that's fine, right?
I don't think so.
Why?
I'm not sharing a cup with you.
Why not? What if we only had one cup?
No, that just seems gross. I feel uncomfortable. I wouldn't like that at all. Of course we kiss, but like, I don't know. I just don't see it as the same thing.
Why? What is this like? If I gave you like a bottle that I had drank from, would you drink from it?
No.
Really? How has this never come up so far?
I've told you this loads of times.
Have you? I don't remember.
I don't like sharing. I don't know. Just it's gross. It's like when people are like, "Oh, let's share a bag of crisps," and they put their hand in. I'm like, I can't eat that now. You've put your hand in.
What the fuck? That's just crisps. Excuse me?
You're being mean to me.
I'm not.
I'm fussy, as you love to say.
You are very fussy.
What, just fucking say?
Fuck off.
I'm sorry.
Just some old bottles.
Oh, shut up, Divot, you little bitch. I shouldn't have said that.
An oil lamp.
I shouldn't have said that, but he's sort of getting on my nerves.
Why? Because he's so posh.
Not gonna lie, Emma, that is kind of weird. we all have our weird traits. Maybe it's an OCD thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
But like, yeah, he's like, Divot, I shouldn't have said little bitch, that's sexist. But I apologise.
Ooh.
But Divot is like getting on my nerves. He's just very passive and very sort of useless.
I'm so posh.
You know, that I can get over that.
I don't want to do anything, please.
He's just so, like, useless.
Could I have a butler that can do things for me?
He's just useless and walks around. He's no curiosity or brain in his head.
Okay, now I have this. Now I have a lamp so I can see in the greenhouse.
I mean, he saw that his friend had hanged himself. He just goes, oh no.
Oh dear, that's very unjolly. That's not strapping at all. This pane looks as if it's been broken from the inside.
By monsters.
Oh, there's an angel statue.
It's a monster.
A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing.
I bet you're going to have to find the head.
A jar of vitriol oil. What?
I must be careful. It's a powerful acid. Then why is it just...
Okay, I'll get some acid.
Hanging around the place?
Statue of an angel covered in mould. That is not how the British would spell mould.
How do they spell it?
They spell it with a U.
Do they?
Mould.
Oh, they do!
Americans spotted, or wherever these people are from.
There must be Americans.
It's glancing at me with a sad gesture.
They called the post box a mailbox.
Yes, they did.
All the slang they've used is American.
Yeah. They got theatre right earlier. Americans spell theatre weird. They spell it E-or instead of R-E.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I don't know why.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly a world-shattering difference.
I remember I was doing an essay for uni, and you have to quote from things. It's very annoying. And I was showing Kane, I get Kane to double read it for grammar mistakes. And Kane went to fix the spelling from the quote, and I was like, no, that's how that quote.
I just wasn't thinking.
No, but that.
I know, you have to leave it exact.
No, you have to leave it exact. So even if the original person had spelled it wrong, but they hadn't spelled it wrong, they were just
American.
Yeah, they were just spelling it the way the Americans had spelled it. If they spell it wrong, as in if the original quote did spell it wrong,
you're supposed to put sick. Right?
Yeah, you're supposed to put that in little.
Oh, Jesus.
That was kind of scary.
It looks like somebody was buried here.
No shit, Sherlock.
I can't dig with my bare hands.
Why not?
Why not, fucking posho? I want to bully you.
Yeah, I know, he's twat like.
An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. What?
It looked like a piece.
The rope is broken.
It looked like a willy.
Okay, if you say so. You've been talking a lot about willies and pornography today.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you did.
I mentioned
You talked about the Germans shooting at each other.
I mentioned it once. Once I mentioned it. And that was because Grass Dragon made a joke. The rope is broken. I'll keep this end.
Fantastic. I've got some rope. Classic adventure
He has
gaming.
very violent weapons now. He has fire, acid, and rope.
Latched. The cellar door is locked. I'd need a key to open it. Okay, go back inside. Was there an upstairs? Probably.
I'll be less funny in the future, I promise. I thought it was funny, Grass Dragon. Unlike this person here, I got the joke. I got you were making jokes about German porn.
It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off.
October the 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupree has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which
Is that a Poe reference?
Yeah, I think, is that... No, it's Dupin is the detective, right?
Oh, Dupin.
Dupin, yeah.
Okay.
Immersed in an everlasting stupor from which it seems he shall not return anytime soon. Since the accident, I take care of him patiently. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? Why is it Doctor Who? Why is he turning the sculptures? October, go back there.
I don't think I can.
Oh, I wanted to see how far we're going on.
One day.
Oh, it's only one day.
12th of October to 13th of October.
That's around now, isn't it? Is today the 12th?
No.
Today's
it's
the
like
10th. Yeah. October the 13th, 1887. The clockmaker just left. He's done such a good job. Go away, fly. In the end, Mr. Dupree is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he has so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. This looks like the diary of a member of Alexandria's household. What happened to them?
Can I go this way?
Yeah, this
No, I
game
can't.
likes Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Like the
Which is fine.
cat, and being bricked up alive and buried alive, and all the doppelgangers. It's all
Bricked
very...
up, I discovered recently, is Gen Z slang for being hard, like having an erection.
Is it?
Yeah. I assumed when I saw it written down that they were talking about being constipated.
I've never heard this.
Like bricked up. I just
Never.
assumed it was something like that. But apparently bricked up means, oh, I'm so aroused. I'm all bricked up.
I never heard that.
It's on the internet.
So what do you call
occasionally.
it when you break up someone alive, like you did to the cat?
I don't know.
What word would you use instead?
I have no idea. I assume it's based on context.
Because
like bricking up a cat
Edgar
probably isn't like arousing a cat.
It might be.
Yeah, it depends on if it's a cat boy.
Edgar Allan Poe loves that kind of stuff, though. Bricked up alive,
Yeah.
buried alive, doppelgangers.
He loves like Cask of Amontillado stuff,
Yeah,
which is him, so makes sense. We should change it so that it does mean constipated, just ruin things for them.
I would have assumed it meant muscular if someone said they're bricked up. That they're, muscled as a brick house.
The silhouette of a man. It bears a strong resemblance to Alexandra. The silhouette of a woman. I don't care to talk about that one. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in this depiction.
What does that mean?
A figurine of an angel facing the wall.
Can you touch it? It'd be funny if you turned it around and it all came to life.
Just went,
like Doctor Who.
Let's go in here.
Doctor
oh, it's a boy! Alexandra!
Is he in a wheelchair?
I think so. Hiya. How are you? Alexandra, it's me, Devitt. I'm sorry if I startled you.
Why are you sitting in a
Why are you in a wheelchair? Are you do your Legos not work?
Who's Alexander again, or Alexandria? How are you saying?
I can't really remember. Just some guy in the cult, I think. Another one of the witnesses. Is everything all right? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? We made him in the last one, I think.
It wasn't he the guy that was like, oh, the fog will be lifted from your eyes?
Maybe.
But
I think so.
He was standing then.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a flashback?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm a bit lost.
Yeah. Are you all right? Are you hurt? Can you stand?
You're asking a lot of questions.
He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my questions at all.
Or maybe he just wants you to leave him alone.
What's going on? You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Could you tell me what's happening? He gives no answer, persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some sort of hypnotic trance.
Yeah, his servant's diary was like he's in a trance. He doesn't know what's going on.
When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours?
Well, obviously not.
Are you a wheel boy now? Or is there someone else in this house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he's still unresponsive. Alexandra, please say something. I don't know what to do.
You see what I mean? He's trash.
I don't understand. Just what happened to him?
Whoa.
Well, time to put you out of your...
Jesus. Throw the acid at him.
Acid attack.
Jesus.
Get real grim.
Well, you must have to use the acid on somebody.
I assume so.
Or maybe you just use it on a statue or something.
No, it's probably going to be like, you have to clean the moss off of a statue to see its true face.
I don't think you use acid for that.
A misty dock overlooks a grey ocean. Gulls wheel overhead.
You don't have to describe what's in every painting.
Yes, I do. This is a British courtroom now. This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. The face of the clock has been turned. What? Oh, God.
So if this guy has been abandoned and he's in a trance, shouldn't he be starving to death or, very smelly?
Probably is.
Because he wouldn't be, if he's in a trance and he can't...
He's covered in his own urine.
If he's like catatonic, basically, then he can't go to the toilet.
The table holds nothing but a box with the description, laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. Oh, the days. It is empty. You've taken all the laudanum.
Those were the days.
You didn't save any laudanum for me?
Well, he's in a trance. He's catatonic. Is that how you say it? Catatonic?
Yes. Like the bend.
He doesn't know what's going on. Is that a real thing? Can you actually get so traumatized that you basically zone out?
I think so.
So catatonia is like a real thing?
I think so.
Well, that's really scary, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, that you're just sort of not there, like what he is, like you're not responding to stimuli.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
And how would you cure that, or can it be cured?
I think you just sternly slap them across the face.
No, for real.
And go, wake up, man.
Is this like an extreme...
You're being hysterical.
Is this like an extreme form of disassociation, PTSD?
Probably. I don't know.
What does that say?
Yes, and also there's the fugue state.
Well, I don't know the difference, but can you get them out of that, or are they just stuck like that? That's awful, isn't it?
I don't know.
I watched a war movie.
You could just draw stuff on them.
I think it was Come and See. We should watch that. Very depressing. And there's a bit like where this woman, something terrible happens to her. You can guess what happens. And like she just goes blank, and there's like nothing there. And it was really scary, but I assumed it wouldn't really happen. And also I'm like, will she ever be out of that? Or is she just going to be in her own head forever?
Yeah.
I'm freaked out now.
No! Are you spooked?
That's way scarier than anything this game has shown so far.
Spooked? Are you spooked?
No, that's really scary.
A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship's captain. Looks like he's trying to guard this chest with his stern glare.
It's when you disassociate and do nothing. Fugue, is it? Is when you disassociate and do something mindlessly. Like go for a walk and then... Oh, that's even worse! Is that what happened to Agatha Christie? Or she just vanished for a few days?
Probably.
Didn't she like have a breakdown because her husband was cheating on her? And she said she couldn't remember and just wandered off into the woods. Though some people think she was lying and that she was trying to get back at her husband by faking her disappearance. But other people, like, she literally just went out of her head. Oh, that's terrifying. And can those things be cured? Oh, that's
maybe
really...
just snap out of age eventually.
Oh, that's really scary.
Again, a stern male doctor will come over and go, wake up, woman.
That's really...
Snap out of it.
That's really scary.
You're causing a scene.
That's really scary. That's terrifying.
You're embarrassing all of us. A huge chest made of oak wood. Can I open it? There's a large iron hook inside. Of course there's a large iron hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. Do you want to read this or will I?
August the 5th, 1887. So this is a few months back. The fugue state is short term. You just need to not be here for a while, so you go away. Oh, that's fucking terrifying. So, so catatonia, can that be cured or what?
No.
August the 5th, 1887. I feel freaked out now.
It's all over the front page. You give me road rage.
What are you singing?
Catatonia.
Is it a band?
Yeah, they're a Welsh rock band.
Why are they called after something so horrible? It's like Joy Division. Do people know what Joy Division actually is?
It's up to you.
Do you know what Joy Division is?
You're driving me crazy.
Do you know what Joy Division is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the like slang term for the basically like sex camp in the Nazis, right?
Yeah, no, it was like Nazi-run brothels. So I guess sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Sex slaves. And they called it the Joy Division.
Yeah.
And
unbelievably grim.
And that's what they call the band called themselves after that. I mean, why you might as well just call your band Comfort Women.
Yeah.
Why would you name your band after something so unspeakably horrible?
They were edgy. Just trying to be edgy.
August the 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. These wretched sculptures, they're looking at me and stalking me in the dark. Whatever. I know it is not possible, but I can hear them crunching.
They were edging different things.
The flapping wings, stone grinding on stone. They're frozen... What's that word?
Paroxysms?
Does that mean their faces? With what diabolical art are those gestures conceived?
Gestures.
Oh, what is this? An eternal movement, attention, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors in the greenhouse and at the moment devour them, and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts.
God, you're dramatic.
That's probably Alexander then.
Yeah, probably.
Because they were like, oh, he's gone mad. And doesn't want the statues looking at him.
Some bloodos.
No, it's like a little circle.
Mm-hmm. A camera tripod. Can I take the camera? A camera tripod. No. A basin with a copper drain. It looks like some sort of red-tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor.
Oh God, according to Dr. Google, common treatment for catatonia is electroconvulsive therapy. They shock you into a mild seizure trying to boot you.
That's so cool!
Yeah, they still use electroconvulsive therapy.
Yeah.
There's this actress in Coronation Street. She left a few years ago. I can't remember what her name is. But she played Liz McDonald. But I can't remember what the real woman's name is.
We're back to this now, are we?
Shush! She had really bad depression, or she still has it. Depression doesn't go away. And she said she tried electroconvulsive therapy and it made her feel a lot better. Though one of the side effects is apparently it affects your memory. Because of course
you're shocking me.
Because you're putting electricity into your brain.
That's really funny that they just basically reboot your body. It's
that's
like,
not that,
we'll just like reset you.
That's not that different from smacking them in the face.
That's really funny. That's really good. I love it. Electricity does fucked things to the body. It's amazing. Well, we have lots of electrical stuff running through us. So it really interrupts it.
Yeah, isn't there this thing that they would use electricity? That's one of the inspirations for Frankenstein. Mary Shelley. She saw this thing where you use electricity to make it look as if a dead corpse was moving.
Like a frog or whatever.
Yeah, she was mad into that. And she was like, oh, I'm going to make that my thing. Even though I haven't finished Frankenstein. I'm near the end of it. I just stopped reading it for months. I don't know why, because I was really enjoying it. But if you read Frankenstein, I had to read it for school, she doesn't really describe at all how he makes the monster.
No, that's all the movies.
Because I read that was an inspiration, the electricity thing. But it isn't really mentioned.
No.
Nothing's mentioned. It's all just vaguely hinted at.
Yeah.
Oh, I got corpses from here. I discovered this formula.
Yeah.
She doesn't really.
It's not really about that.
Yeah, I know, but like.
I know, but the movies really fill that stuff in.
You obviously want to know how he did it. Like, this man has invented immortality or a new species or whatever, and it's like you've just kind of skimmed over that. And he gets freaked out really quickly. Like, one minute he's like, oh, I did a great thing, and then he's like, oh, this beast is so ugly, I'm going to run away.
Yeah, it's basically like, what's that horrible term? Post-nut clarity. That's kind of what the book is. It's
That's
like,
a horrible term.
oh, fuck, what have I done? What am I doing? Ew.
Yeah, it's like, why would you expect your monster to be good looking? You literally made him from bits of dead people.
Yeah, but he didn't really hit him until afterwards.
Well,
He's like, oh, fuck, what have I been doing?
Well, that's
Ew.
very irresponsible.
Yeah, but he's fucking deranged.
He's deranged.
Oh, yeah, but he's very sort of narcissistic and weird.
He's not really portrayed, well, it's him telling the story.
Yeah.
He's not really portrayed as, like, weird. He's portrayed as, like, obsessive and passionate. And he really wants to, like, I have to have a point to my life and a point to existence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to, like, cure death.
Yeah.
It's basically, obviously very simplistically, if you do like a surface level reading, it's man playing God.
Yeah.
Because the book is called, what, Frankenstein and
the Modern Prometheus.
But I think it's more about, I had to do an essay on it.
Yeah.
I think it's more about, I think Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, it feels to me very like father-son kind of thing. Because people not taking responsibility for things they created. Because literally all the trouble in the book comes from him just fucking off.
Yeah, he's like an absentee dad.
And Frankenstein's monster is a bad person. I mean, there's no justification for killing people. Just because society treats you like a freak doesn't mean you can go around killing people. But like, it's really horrible when you hear his perspective. And he was just completely alone and abandoned and couldn't speak. And like this creator just left him there. This selfish, horrible man just went back on the boat to Switzerland. It's a good book, I'd recommend it. Though it's not like the movies. There's no like Igor, there's no sort of, it's all very different.
Well, Igor, when did the Igor thing happen?
I think that was Hammerhar or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Or it might have come from a play or something
Which
like that
makes
afterwards.
no sense, because the Dr. Frankenstein in the book, fuck no would he ever have anyone help him.
No, that's his whole thing.
I'm not allowed to do that. What, leave your little reanimated corpse?
No, kill people because society treats you badly.
No, I know. You know what I mean? Like, Frankenstein's monster is very sympathetic, and you can see why but he does murder people.
Yeah.
He kills kids.
Just a few murders as a treat.
He kills children.
As a treat.
And he does it to get back at Dr. Frankenstein. He's like, I'm going to kill your nephew or whatever. And it's like, that's not okay.
Oh, that's another thing that the movies change quite a lot, right? Is that he's really eloquent and intelligent in the in the book. He's just like a guy.
He doesn't do the whole I am lonely. He speaks normally. He has normal intelligence.
Yes. And it's what, the Kenneth Branagh adaptation does. Unfortunately, the Kenneth Branagh adaptation is fucking terrible.
That is the most accurate book version, though.
Yeah, but it sucks so badly. It's so terrible.
Yeah, because Dr. Frankenstein is all like, I'm going to marry my adopted sister. And Frankenstein is like, I'm be there on your wedding night.
A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. Can I take it? Oh, I've got I shouldn't have done that.
Well, what did you think would happen? You've got your lantern.
Yeah, I do. That's fine. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide.
Oh, that sounds like a great way.
I'm assuming this is a dark room, right?
That sounds like a great way to die.
Does it?
Well, it's really quick, apparently.
Oh, is this what the Natsos used?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing to its peculiar composition being the principle of failure success. There's only a degree true. What? This is done by pouring at the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed and watered to remove the excess of the chemicals.
Igor was needed for somebody for him to talk to, because if it was just Frankenstein talking to himself, he would come across as unhinged.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I'm being handed a note here. Oh. Yeah, I think it was for the play, or some sort of movie version, like an early one. Yes, results are always rewarding the most painstaking. Mistaken is made in the order specified. Quickly flood clean water over the plaque and start again. Okay.
Have you seen Gothic yet? All the Shelley talk reminded me of it.
No, I haven't yet. It's on a memory stick somewhere in the house.
You can watch it by yourself.
Why don't you want to watch it?
Isn't it some sort of weird erotic thriller thing?
Kind of, I think.
Not my kind of thing.
It mightn't be. I
don't
really remember.
need to see people fucking Lord Byron.
Yeah, it's about the Shelleys at Lord Byron's house where she gets the idea.
Yeah, and there probably there's lots of sex, and Lord Byron is fucking everything that moves. Did you know he had an affair with his half sister?
Who hasn't?
You don't have a half sister.
Yeah, but that's fine. Who cares?
Ew.
Whatever, who cares?
I'm not saying he should be put in prison for it, but no, I think most people would think that was a bit
It
weird.
was the style at the time.
No, it really wasn't. Lord Byron just sounds like a total weirdo. And
yeah, he does.
And he was horrible to...
He's the one who had a bear, right?
And didn't he abandon some kid? He abandoned loads of kids.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Because he was going around dicking and getting women pregnant and then fucking off to go to his next woman, or man, or half-sister.
I think you see Percy Shelley's house.
Like, Ada Lovelace is the one who invented... What did she invent, Kane? You know all this computer
First
stuff.
computer programmer.
Yeah, but how did she do that, like?
On Babbage's thinking machine.
Yeah,
the difference engine or whatever it was called.
The mom was like, she had post-nut clarity. She was like, Lord Byron, you are such a douche. I'm going to take Ada and just run away, and she is never, ever going to see you. And her name is going to be Lovelace, and she is never going to interact with you. And she was really strict with her daughter. She was like, no, he doesn't whatsoever. No. You're not going to be like...
And so she became the first computer nerd.
It's like you're not...
oh, fuck, look what happens.
It's like you're not going to be like your dad. You're not going to be like that irresponsible twat.
Aw, like a cool jock, basically. And then it's like the kid turns out to be this fucking nerd. I like maths and computing.
Ada Lovelace actually contributed to society. Oh, Lord Byron.
Byron's poems are meant to be really good.
Well, no, that's true. But do you know any of them?
No, I do not. No sex, get heavy into programming. Was she the first femme cell?
Well, I don't know. She might have been married. I actually don't know anything about her.
I don't really know anything
about her. I know the
her.
computer thing, and I know that her mom took her away and was like, I gotta get you away from this douchebag. I should not have fucked this man.
Oh, I regret this.
So did most women. I don't know about his male partners, but most women did, because he was horrible to them.
Yeah.
He treated them terribly.
A bust with its face turned around.
We're doing that in school at the moment, Byronic Heroes. And it's like, why would anyone want to model their male protagonist on this douchebag? He's
the bad boy.
Oh.
He's the cool, edgy bad boy.
Oh.
He has sex with literally everything that moves.
He didn't
probably furniture.
He didn't have sex with kids. He wasn't a pedo.
No, but
as far as I know.
Everything consensual.
Well, I hope it was consensual. But like, yeah, you know, like... But he was a dick. It's like, why would you want to
People are into that.
Your male heroes on this? It's like our teacher, you could tell our teacher now is a modern woman. She was like, these Byronic heroes, if you actually look at them, they're like, you know, they're often described as brooding. And she said, sulky. Like, they're just dicks. They're always really handsome and passionate. They're sort of exiled and brooding. And they're all like, I am brooding.
He was truly the Shadow the Hedgehog of his day. Spouse William King Noel, the first Earl of Lovelace. I think had 3 kids.
Oh,
good for her. A large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It's labelled with a warning. Do not open it under white light. Okay, we've got something. Do not open under white light. It's a letter.
Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century archichemical tome containing an amazing formula. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it never would have visited.
Oh, they really have nailed the rambling Victorian tone of letters.
Leafing through the...
grimoire.
Is that like a cupboard?
No, it is an old book.
Oh.
Like a big old leather-bound book of magics and arcane knowledge.
I thought it meant like a sort of cupboard full of like alchemic potions. And marvelling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method I decided to try. This does feel a bit Frankenstein. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself.
Very Frankenstein.
As soon as I get definitive results, I'll write you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Something in Latin. June the 8th, 1887. Sign your name, bitch. You said, Dear Alexander, what's your name?
This looks like an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Okay. 6:15, we'll keep that in mind. As a gamer, the term grimoire is so common, yet I bet 99% of normies would have no idea what it is. For some reason, it is used in every fantasy game, and I don't know why.
If it means an old book, then
yeah, but it's like, I remember the first time I heard it was probably in Dragon Age Origins, but then it just comes up all the time.
One more thing about Frankenstein, and maybe I'll shut up, or maybe I won't. Like, I think the main theme is dodging responsibility, and like, you know, because Frankenstein is trying to kill everybody close to him, and he knows this, but he sort of doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't warn his family. He just sort of goes into denial and ignores it.
Yeah.
So I think he's just sort of dodging responsibility and not, you know. Because we have a teacher.
Maybe she was looking at Byron and going,
we have a teacher who's like mad into AI. He has a class called AI in Fiction, and when he taught us Frankenstein, he kept on saying that Mary Shelley, this book is so amazing because it can relate to any decade that is. And he says he thinks it's a lot like AI. You know, like creating something that then you have no control over, and then pretending that you didn't create it and not taking responsibility for it. Excuse me. I was just reading that a theory that Red Sonja was a reference to Lovecraft's wife. Her name was Sonia Green, and Red Sonja was always defending a shitty weak dude who hated everybody. Also, both were Ukrainian.
The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature.
Movement of Shadows. Have you heard of this series, Wicca?
No.
I think it's called something different in America. It was this American young adult series all about these Wiccans. And the main one was a girl called Morgan. And like they were real witches, it wasn't like the pretend thing. I was mad into it when I was like 12. It was very stupid looking back. And like, yeah, this book of they all have their book of shadows, witches, Wiccans. They have to. Oh, this is so silly. And I loved Charmed too. I still watch Charmed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Charmed is fun.
You love Charmed. I combine this with this.
I rewatched the whole thing on Amazon a year ago.
You did.
Oh, it's still fun.
If you say so.
When I watched, because I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer when I was 12, and I tried to watch that as an adult. I was like, I can't get in. That is
not a very good
I couldn't
show
get into it, but Charmed, I was like, oh, this is still fun.
Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. Well, I'm assuming we need to develop something in here, but it's saying, like, no lights.
Can you use the acid for that?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that's what we use the acid for. It said in the letter over there.
I wasn't paying attention.
But we need to find, I assume, some sort of red covering for this light. Or change the bulb to a red bulb or something. Because we can't even have this out, I think. So we need to go out elsewhere.
Do you know how old Mary Shelley was when she wrote that book?
19.
I know! And it's a really good book.
Yeah.
Like, it's really well written. Because, you know, I had to write an essay on Sherlock Holmes, and I read I read The Hound of the Baskervilles in like 4 hours. It was really easy to read. It was really short. And Frankenstein is not a long book, and I tried to read the whole thing before my essay in like a couple of hours, and I couldn't because it was so complex and so like wordy. I was like, oh my god, I need a break from this. Even though it's quite short, it's like this bitch, 19 years old, and she wrote something not only everlasting, but really intelligent, really wordy, really like, it's like, it's not an easy read.
You were about to say fuck you.
Yeah, but it's very annoying. No one should be that talented, especially not at 19. That's not fair, like. That's not fair.
Basically started a new genre. Oh no, a kazoo this late into stream. Oh Christ, what is this? The kazoo is Blorg, My Swamp from 12 days ago. I'm gonna fucking despise this, aren't I? Because it's probably something to do with Shrek, who I hate.
Shrek.
Not even the movie, the guy. I just hate Shrek.
Shrek, the little ogre fella.
You love Shrek.
I did when I was small.
My ad blocker has decided it doesn't work anymore, by the way.
It does that every once in a while, doesn't it?
It'll update and fix itself, I'm sure. They're in a constant battle with each other.
Super
as if YouTube doesn't make enough money, like.
Yeah. Ads run on my... Are you on Chrome? No.
I think it is.
Because who would be?
I think it is Shrek. Isn't that his little swamp?
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, ads run on my YouTube videos sometimes. I don't get any money from that, so feel free to block them until I do.
You ready?
Yes. Hang on. I need to also use the game.
This is a swamp production.
Is this like an AI song?
I have no idea.
Oh, God.
No, donkey. This is not one. My swan. Yeah.
I fucking hate the world.
That's definitely
hate everything.
AI, isn't it? Have you seen those AI
Well,
things?
there's one guy who does he uses like an AI voice masker and then sings it himself. It might be that guy. Is the one who I showed you, that Harold Potter one.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the AI
voice.
Have you seen the AI ones where it's Homer singing songs?
Yes.
You showed me one of them.
Yes.
He was singing Iris.
Which is a song I hate, and it was made slightly better by Homer.
And there's like Hank, Hank from King of the Hill.
Yeah.
There's one of him. No, it wasn't him. He sang another one. It was the crab from SpongeBob. What's his name? Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
He was singing...
Eugene Krabs.
He was singing... What's the song? Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Oh,
no,
this sounds insufferable.
No, he was Shaggy. He was Shaggy, singing the Shaggy bits. And the tiny little fella, the villain.
Plankton?
Yes, he was singing the bits where it's
tiny little
he
fella.
was singing the bits where it's like, my girl caught me red-handed banging on the bathroom floor.
It does feel a little bit like when my nana describes movies sometimes.
Look, I never really...
the little fella, the evil little fella.
I never really liked SpongeBob, so I don't really remember it.
I like SpongeBob. Yeah. I think I was the right age.
No, I didn't like SpongeBob. Is not my type of thing.
I liked the movie when I was a
kid.
kid.
SpongeBob's not my type of humour.
It's kind of funny.
I find it irritating.
Yeah, it is.
When I look back on it, I think the most relatable character was the squid.
Yeah, Squidward.
Yeah, because that's...
Squidward tentacles.
That's the thing. I found that sponge fucking irritating. I found that starfish...
He's so earnest.
I found that starfish fucking irritating. I found that squirrel fucking irritating. It wasn't my type of thing.
Sandy cheeks.
I did not like that show. It was not my type of thing.
Emma is Squidward.
I like Squidward, so I'll check it out.
I like Squidward the most too, actually.
And he's just fed up with all these people's shit.
But he needs them to ground him.
Uh-huh.
It's like there was an episode where he moves to an ethno-state of other Squidwards. And he starts to realise that he gets annoyed by himself more than he does the outside world.
I like Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is funny.
Mr. Krabs was quite funny.
I mean, it's just Clancy Brown is so charismatic that he can make anything funny.
Yeah, I found him quite funny. I was shocked and I was like, that's the fella from Highlander.
Yeah, it's Clancy Brown.
I couldn't believe it.
I'd say that's probably his most famous role.
But I knew Highlander.
But it's weird to think.
And the other movie, he always plays evil people. Not so much now. He kind of plays nicer people in live action now. But he was, in live action, he was...
Shawshank Redemption for a bit.
He was the evil guard. And then in Highlander, he's the evil dude that's trying to kill the French dude who's pretending to be Scottish.
He's in that terrible David Cage game, but the good bits.
He's kind of a goodie in that.
With what's it called? Detroit Become Human. The only good bits, and they're very good because they're unbelievably shit buddy cop movie scenes.
With him and the hot fella who's now a Twitch streamer.
Emma kept going on when we were watching Detroit Become Human how hot Connor the android was.
But he's...
She was like, "Oh my god, he's hot."
Do the kazoo. I need to cut it.
Fine.
No, donkey. This is not fun. My swan.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Why does he have a mask on? Why does he have a mask on? Why does he have a mask on his face?
I don't know. Reps. I don't know.
Is that a rap thing?
I don't know. Fuck off! You can't mention lean. Lean as a meme is already old. You can't mention lean 12 days ago.
Meme. This is Shrek, This Is Love.
Oh, fuck off.
I was horrified when I finally found out what that was.
Fine fucking hell.
Showing gang allegiance. What was that?
What are you doing?
There's some little girls banging on our window.
Then, I don't know, tell them to go away. Why are you opening the door?
I'm not opening the door.
Or why are you looking at them?
Because they're banging on the window. What should I do?
I don't know. Tell them hello.
Why are they banging on the window?
I don't know, that's what children do.
It's very rude.
Did you get frightened?
I jumped, yeah. Because I'm right next to the window and I just hear this massive bang.
fucking hate this so much. Fuck off.
Why did he kill the poor night fella?
Because it's my swamp.
Stupid video.
Now he has a cigar of some sort. It's so fucking dumb.
That
I
was
hate it
pretty
so
dumb,
much.
yeah.
Oh, it's getting harder and harder to explain my playlists. Shrek 5 trailer.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a Shrek 5, isn't there?
There is. It's officially confirmed finally, I think.
Mm.
The world is a darker place than it used to be.
I just don't see how much more story you can get out of it. You already had 4 movies. What,
Increasingly shit movies.
what's left? I mean, and the 4th movie wrapped it up pretty well. What left? What story is there left?
Here's a fun Emma fact. She made me watch all 4 of those movies.
I didn't make you watch Shrek the 3rd.
No, you didn't make me watch Shrek the 3rd because nobody likes that, apparently.
No one likes that. We watched 1, 2, and 4.
I'm going to say it. 2 is watchable. 1 is pretty unwatchably bad. 4 is also pretty unwatchably bad. I know you like it.
I still
Emma
like
likes Shrek 4. I think it's really terrible. I think it's a very bad movie that you shouldn't see. Right, back here.
We didn't watch the first Puss in Boots. We watched the second Puss in Boots.
Second Puss in Boots, I mean, it's the best Shrek-related thing.
That was
in that
actually
it's
pretty
a 7
good.
out of 10.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
It's like a 7, 7.5.
If they want to make more stuff with Shrek, just make Puss in Boots 3 and have Shrek be in it.
No, just leave it alone
Don't make a
for now,
Shrek
please.
5.
That's
Well, they're
enough now.
obviously going to make a Puss in Boots 3.
Nah, that's enough now.
Yeah, because Puss in Boots 2 was such a massive success. So just make a Puss in Boots 3, but this time, because Puss in Boots 1 and 2, it was just Puss in Boots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of saying the word Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
If you make part 3, just have Puss in Boots, because at the end of Puss in Boots 2, he's going to go and meet them, isn't he?
Mhm.
So yeah, just have him meet them up with them. There's no need for a part 5, because Shrek is the main character. Shrek has no story left to tell. But they seem to be doing...
You could argue that he didn't have any in the first place.
But the little cash, there's stories to tell with the cash.
Mhm.
Because I'm sick of saying Puss in Boots. Sounds weird. It just thought it sounds weird.
Why?
Puss in Boots.
That's his name.
It just sounds really strange.
He's a cat who wears boots.
Why is he Spanish?
I don't know,
Is the
because they
original-
had Antonio Banderas
original-
available.
Is the original story Spanish?
I have no
The
idea.
original Puss in Boots.
No. It seems to be missing an important piece, the bird. Well, I just found the bird,
Because you know
so I'm
how
going
it's
to put it on.
basically mocking Zorro, but nobody
Yes.
nowadays is going to remember the 90s Zorro. So when,
I've never seen the 90s.
yeah,
Zorro, I
but
think.
adults would have seen it in
Mhm.
in 2004 when
Mhm.
they would have known what it was mocking.
Mhm.
But now, if you're watching Puss in Boots, whatever 2 or 3, nobody's going to get that he's mocking
I guess
Zorro.
this Zorro parody is really going to gel with the children.
Well, it wouldn't have gelled with the children into the.
Well, let's be honest. Last Wish, the new Puss in Boots movie, that was not made for kids. It was
Well,
made
no,
for
but, like-
millennials who want to feel like kids again.
No, but like if you like, you know, in 2004 when he was introduced, kids wouldn't have known Zorro then either,
No.
because it was like 10 years old
Mhm.
and a movie made for adults. Those kind of jokes are put in for the parents.
Mhm.
But like the parents now, like parents of kids now, they're not going to remember Zorro from the 90s.
Mhm.
With what? Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Mhm.
Is it Zeta or Zeta?
I don't know.
Well, whatever her name is. Playing a Spanish lady, even though she's Welsh. Or is it set in Mexico? Because
I
Antonio
don't
Banderas
know.
is Spanish,
I
not
think it's Spanish. Zorro's Spanish, isn't it?
Well, the actor Antonio Banderas, he's Spanish, but
Yeah.
in American movies he always plays Mexicans.
I don't know. I think Zorro is Spanish. I'm not sure. The oldest written version of a Puss in Boots story is Italian, apparently.
So why is he Spanish in the Shrek version?
Because they got Antonio Banderas
Well, they just
somehow.
wanted to mock Zorro.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna have you do all the Zorro things.
I put the bird on the clock, but I don't know how to change the clock or anything.
You're not going to sexually harass Catherine
I need to find a
Zeta-Jones, but you're
hand.
going to do everything else. Well, yeah, because you must have seen that clip where he like cuts her dress in a stylish way and then he falls
In
off.
his head.
Yeah, but that's sexual harassment.
Yeah, but everyone going,
Oh, and she used
and
to
she went,
she used to say, she's like, I love you. Girl, he just ripped off your clothes with no
that was the style at the time.
with no consent.
That was the style at the time.
hmm
The Z.
I can tell you it was never the style at the time. Men just thought it was the style at the time.
I'm sure women were like, Antonio Banderas with a cool sword, like a rapier or whatever he has. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Zai Illathal, the curtain, behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who had left.
I like this game, but the backstory kind of sucks.
Yeah. Zorro is actually set in Los Angeles. Oh, when it was still Spanish America. I didn't know.
Ah.
Where the fuck am I going to find
But
a
yeah,
red light thing?
Antonio Banderas is Spanish. You know how I know he's Spanish?
How?
Because he won an award at some American ceremony, maybe the Grammys or the Emmys. I don't know your award ceremonies. I only know the Oscars. He won an award, and the American press was like, a person of colour has won the award. And Antonio,
a European white guy.
And Antonio but that's the thing, though, because people, you know, like, it's a really weird thing. In America, Hispanics are different to white people. But I think if you, like, Sofia Venga, you know, she'd just be called a white person here.
Yeah.
But she's not white in America, which is really weird. But Antonio Banderas was like, well, I'm not from South America. I'm from Europe.
Yeah.
So I'm not a person of colour.
I'm a Spanish guy. I'm a white-ho. I don't know what you're talking about.
And they did the same thing with Penelope Cruz. They also said, oh, a woman of colour has won. And she's Spanish. She's not from South America. Or Mexico is actually North America.
Is there anything in the oven? I have no idea where else to go. Just some old bottles.
And yeah, I know it's probably because a lot of the people in South America and Mexico, there's been mixing with like the indigenous people. They're not just purely of Spanish descent. But I'm just talking of like, just based on skin tone. If Sofia Vergara was in Ireland, we'd probably just call her a white person.
Yes.
We wouldn't see her as a different ethnic race to us.
No.
But in America, it's different.
Attacked by a shadowy figure who slices at you with a sword, ruining your clothes. Oh my god, I wish that was me. I mean, it depends. An angel covered in what? Some vitriol on it. Nope. Put some cyanide on it. Nope. Plate looks as if it was broken from the inside.
He was also married to Melanie Griffin.
I don't know who that is.
She's the granddaughter... No, she's the daughter of Tippi Hedren.
Oh, is she in Roar?
She was.
The game crashed.
Oh no!
The game has crashed. Let's see if it's saved at all.
Oh dear.
If not, that's going to be real fucking annoying. Why did the game crash? It's like 4 megabytes big. What's in there to crash?
Melanie Griffin was an actress in her own right. I can't remember any of her movies.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's Griffiths, yeah. I can't remember any of her movies though.
Roar.
Yeah, but I mean the movies she did as an adult. She wasn't...
Okay, good.
She was a successful actress as an adult. What was she in?
I don't know.
But anyway, her mother is Tippi Hedren and the one from The Birds, and they did Roar together. And her daughter, because she married Don Johnson, her daughter is Dakota Johnson. You know, the one from 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
And Bad Times at El Royale?
It's all very incestuous Hollywood, isn't it?
Well, that's all acting, isn't it?
Also, there's a body here. Apparently, like of a deer.
Game heard about Europeans being called person of colour on Netflix.
The corpse of a deer, its abdomen torn open, looks recently dead. Can I, like, play with it?
Well, I think it's probably important to point out that there's definitely racism in Europe towards Italians and Spanish and Portuguese because they're slightly darker skinned. Yeah. Like, we watched this very interesting this show called The Terror, and it's all about this ship that was trying to explore a way through the North Pole, was it? And the ship, like, disappeared and nobody knew what happened to them. And this show kind of went in a supernatural direction. It had, like, Kieran Hines and Tobias McKenzie and Jared Harris. And Tobias McKenzie, I think I'm saying that right, Tobias McKenzie.
I have no idea.
His character was like, I have a shameful secret. My mother was Portuguese.
Oh, it's like, what's it called? Lovecraft. When he found out, like, he had a Portuguese ancestor and he was like, I'm going to write a story where a man finds out his ancestor was a gorilla.
It's like, that is slightly darker skin than me. I need white skin, as white as the Swedish sun, as white as the Irish. You know, where they're like milk-coloured because they get no sun.
Oh, there's definitely some prejudice against the Balkans as well.
The Dutch are pretty white too.
Yeah.
As in, you know, I'm talking about just
stereotypicals.
Skin, no, skin tone. As in they're really, really, really light. And the Irish are pretty milky. And the Scandinavians are almost like snow-coloured. We have no sun, you see, so we're pale as pale can be.
As white as the Irish. Oh no, wait, that's too white. Undo.
Well, H.P. Lovecraft probably hated the Irish because he's an American.
I think so, yeah, probably.
Because,
he's like a New Englander.
Well, like, the Irish in America were discriminated against at that time. You have to be a WASP. Like, he probably only liked people if they could prove they were Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Even though now that term is funny, because people seem to use WASP to describe Trump, but Trump is a German American. Yeah. He's not an Anglo-Saxon. But I guess Saxon is kind of in there.
Yeah.
They seem to, like, use WASP now to mean anybody who can trace their descent to, like, Northern Western Europe. Even though this country, Ireland, is in Northern Western Europe. But it doesn't seem to count. The Irish can't be WASPs. It's like, I read an article about Marilyn Monroe once, and it was like, Marilyn Monroe always marries white ethnics. Because, Arthur Miller, one of her husbands, was Jewish, and Joe DiMaggio...
That is a phrase that has not lived on.
And Joe DiMaggio, or is it John DiMaggio? The baseball player.
Joe DiMaggio is the baseballist.
He was Italian-American.
John DiMaggio is the voice actor.
So she married... he was Italian-American. So Italian-Americans... Jewish Americans and Irish Americans were called white ethnics, as in not properly white, even though not all Jews, but most Irish and most Italians and a lot of Jews are white. So there is actually black Jews and Jews who are darker skinned, but like in America the majority of Jews are white. But yeah, it was like Marilyn Monroe loves marrying white ethnics.
What the fuck do I do in this game? Like, I've walked in every room, I'm pretty sure.
And Kennedy, because Kennedy was Irish-American, he was the first Irish-American president, it was all like, oh, this isn't good, we need a WASP in charge, we don't need you in charge. And that's obviously changed now, because Joe Biden is Irish-American and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody was like, oh, we have our first, things had changed, well, our second. Things had changed, nobody cares that he's American anymore. I mean, Irish-American.
Catholic.
Well, yeah, that was a thing too. Like, the Italians and Irish were Catholic, and obviously most Americans were Protestant, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So the Catholic thing was also something they were against.
A basin with a copper drain. Well, that doesn't help!
Literally anyone can be Jewish because it's just a religion after all. Well, it is a religion, but it's also an ethnicity.
It's an ethno-religious identity, I believe is what it's called, right?
You can be a religious Jew without being an ethnic Jew, and you can be an ethnic Jew without being a religious person at all.
Fucking hell, can I just, like, use parts from your wheelchair? Is that rude to ask? Like, I need something, please.
Well, he can't talk to you. He's, like, out of his mind. You'll have to look up a hint page, I suppose.
Probably. Hang on. Let me just do one last pass around, I guess. Like, can I still not do anything here? Because I haven't found a hand. It's missing one of the hands, right?
And it's interesting how you can see these stereotypes still persist in Britain, England specifically, and Ireland. Like, I'm assuming you all know Henry VIII was King of England. He had 6 wives. And those 6 wives have been portrayed in movies and TV over the centuries. And the funny thing is, Henry VIII's first wife, Catherine of Aragon, was Spanish. And his second wife, Anne Boleyn, was English. But Catherine of Aragon, because she was Spanish, she's always portrayed by an actress, if not with olive skin, definitely with dark hair. But the real Catherine of Aragon was described as having very light skin and red hair. But she's always portrayed by an actress with olive skin and dark hair. And Anne Boleyn was actually described as very olive-skinned and, kind of, I guess, tanned. I think that was the word they used. Sort of darker-skinned. And
she's always pale as milk.
Yeah, she's always portrayed...
She's an English rose.
She's always portrayed by a woman with very, very light-coloured white skin. Where the real Anne Boleyn is described as being, not really, definitely not the beauty standards of the time. Kind of like olive skin, long dark hair, because the star was blonde. Quite skinny when the star was curvaceous. Yeah, and she had a little mole on her face, beauty spot. There was the one from Cleves, yeah. Well,
I don't know where Cleves is.
Germany.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if that's where it is now.
Germany mentioned.
I don't know if that's where it is now, but Anne of Cleves was German.
Right, I'm looking up hint page.
She spoke German anyway. Yeah, Catherine of Aragon was Spanish, Anne Boleyn was English. Jane Seymour is number 3, she was English. Number 4 was Anne of Cleves, she was German, or at least she spoke German. Number 5, Catherine Howard was English. And number 6, Catherine Parr was English. And that was also an unusual thing. Henry VIII kept on marrying English women. And it was like, you don't marry English women. What's the use of that? You marry French women or Spanish women because then we can make an alliance with their government.
Die on the table.
And Henry VIII...
Talk amongst yourselves.
And Henry VIII was also unusual. He killed a couple of his wives, as you all know. That's a bit unusual. But he also chose his own wives. Catherine of Aragon was an arranged marriage. And after that, all his wives he picked himself. Anne of Cleves was an arranged marriage. And I'm assuming you all know the story that Anne of Cleves was really ugly. Well, apparently she wasn't. Henry VIII just didn't want to marry her because he didn't want an arranged marriage. And that's very strange by the standards of his day, because arranged marriages were normal, for royals especially. So Henry VIII saying, I want to marry for love, I want to pick my own wife. People were like, you fucking weirdo.
Right.
Did you hear any of that?
Not really, I was too busy being annoyed at this puzzle. What you're supposed to do is go over, find a deer corpse and dip the light bulb in it.
I was saying that Henry VIII was kind of weird because he didn't want arranged marriages. Like Anne of Cleves, the story goes, he said this woman is too ugly and after annulled the marriage. In reality, it was just that he didn't want an arranged marriage. He had 2 arranged marriages. No. He had 2 arranged marriages.
He's a sensitive boy.
He had 2 arranged marriages out of the 6. All the other wives he picked himself. And
that's nice.
Well, it's not that not nice for the women, because Anne Boleyn is always depicted as like this scheming tart, basically. And I think probably she had no real choice, because I'm not saying she wasn't a flawed woman, but like if Henry VIII goes, "You will be my wife," what is she supposed to say? Like, no.
Nah, love.
She definitely was a bit scheming though, and she tried her best to make England as Protestant as possible. She really believed in the Reformation.
The liquid should be applied on the plate. I need something on which to apply the liquid. Well, where's the plate? Oh, Christ.
Emma should listen to the 6 musical.
I need to put the photographic plate in a suitable place to work.
Well, you see, when I watched...
Oh, there we go.
When I watched the History Channel when I was small, they only had documentaries on Hitler and Henry VIII. So I learned...
And now it's all American pickers and aliens.
So I learned a lot about Hitler and Henry VIII.
Okay, next we do 5 or 6 drops of the... Pouring 1 ounce, I don't know what the fuck an ounce is, of the vitriol spirit solution in, and then adding 5 or 6 drops of cyanide. Okay, good. Let's try this. Vitriol spirit.
Yes, because recently they had a Tudor show where they had Anne Boleyn portrayed by a black actress. And, the real Anne Boleyn wasn't a black woman. But, it's interesting. That's closer, because she did have dark skin. And I think there was a TV show where the actress playing Catherine of Aragon finally had red hair. And that was the first time, literally in 500 years, they portrayed her as having red hair. Because it's like, oh, she was Spanish. She had to have dark hair.
Anne Boleyn had a good head on her shoulders, ban. 1 fluid ounce is roughly 30 mils, thank you. Oh yeah, they have different ounces for weight and volume, don't they? It's like there's a fluid ounce and then an other ounce. An image is appearing on the plate, finally. It's a photograph of Anthony and Alexander together. In a sort of sultry pose. No! Oh, Jesus! Bird boys, hello.
Hi, bird boys.
I hope you didn't fuck up my photo with that. Can I look at the thing? Right click? Nope. Cool. Well, now I have a photograph. Maybe that'll snap this fucker out of his trance?
Maybe.
It's like, hey, remember this fucked up thing that happened?
Yeah, bring him even more trauma. He's like, just leave me alone in my little happy mind prison.
Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony, and there's someone else blurred in the background. Who's the third figure? Does he mean something to you? Okay, you dropped a hand, me? The bird awaits.
The bird awaits.
A hand! Yippee!
Come join us.
Oh, I didn't pick it up, hang on.
Come join us.
Yippee! Fantastic. Let's put the clock hand here. And it's at 6:15, I believe. I've put the clock hand in its place. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. And it said in a letter, for some reason, that he had it set so that the clocks all affect each other. So that if I set this to 6:15, or the one upstairs will be 6:15. And it said the bird in the cuckoo clock had something rattling in it. So maybe it'll open its mouth when it cuckoos, and then a key will fall out for the cellar. That's my guess.
Anne Boleyn.
Fucking hell, adventure games.
Anne Boleyn was quite smart.
Emma really likes Anne Boleyn, if you haven't been able to tell. Emma loves Anne Boleyn.
Well,
Emma would probably marry Anne Boleyn if she could go back in time.
Well, no, because I'm not into, the female anatomy. We wouldn't have a very satisfying sex life. But I would be her buddy. Well, no, she did seem a bit scheming. But, you know, Anne Boleyn actually was really smart. So she did have a good head on her shoulders. Like, Anne Boleyn was also... You can keep playing, I'll just talk about Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was also seen as a bad choice for him to marry because he was already married. But, you know, like, she was from the gentry. And that doesn't really matter because they're all just as rich as each other. But in England, there's, like, king, aristocrats, gentry. So the king is not supposed to marry... the king is not supposed to marry, like, someone from the gentry. He's supposed to marry aristocrats. And so she was beneath him socially. And also, usually in them days, the only women that could read or write was literally the aristocrats. Like if you were a lady or a duchess or a queen or a princess. But Anne Boleyn's was unusual because her father was a sir. And but he did teach his daughter, he did have his daughters educated. And Anne Boleyn wasn't just educated, she was mad passionate about religion and religious reform, and she could speak French. And I think she might have... Well, that was unusual. That was unusual for a woman, an English woman.
A woman?
You know, like, she was, like, mad and all that stuff. And that's what attracted him to her. And then it was like, oh, wait, no, you're a bit too uppity for me. Because everyone thinks he chopped her head off because she didn't give him a son. And yes, that's obviously a factor. But there was a lot of other stuff. She just had become politically, you know, a bit of a nuisance. She wanted way more of a Protestant country. Henry VIII never really wanted a Protestant country. He just wanted the Pope to fuck off. He didn't actually want to be... He hated Martin Luther. Like, you should read some of the letters Henry VIII sent to Martin Luther. He sent to Martin Luther saying, you're a devil and you should suck your own ass and I hate you. Yeah, Henry VIII hated Martin Luther.
6:15 in the afternoon. That's also not the afternoon. Has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronise all clocks in the house. Okay, I think I was doing it right.
And yes, all the money from the monasteries. Yes, obviously that too. But he didn't actually. He was not a Protestant. He was a Catholic. He just wanted the Pope to leave him alone.
Leave me alone.
Let me marry whoever I want, and let me take all the money from the monasteries. And obviously, you know, the Reformation, you know, was also very popular with some sections of English society because, you know, the Catholic Church was very corrupt and they were very, you know, there was a lot of abuses. The Reformation happened for a reason. Like, the monasteries would charge really poor people to come and look at relics and say, oh, this is a relic of a saint, and it wasn't, it was just a fake thing. Well, you know all this, you played Pentiment. Yes, the Catholic Church is still corrupt. I'm just talking about the context of the time.
Okay, it's 6:15 now. Am I insane? This is 6:15?
Pentiment was all about that, wasn't it? The game. It was all about the Reformation.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I really liked that game.
It's one of my favourites.
Kane played it on stream, and that's the game I would have loved to have played on stream. And then I played it by myself, and you kind of helped me with it a bit. He didn't give me any spoilers, though. He made me figure things out my own. But yeah, I really liked it. I loved it. It was like... And you could tell the guy making it was actually really into history. Because he tried to make it as a start.
Oh, sorry, the face is turned sideways.
He tried to make it as the guy was actually really into history, wasn't he? Because he tried to make the game really historically accurate.
Yes, Josh Sawyer. I like Josh Sawyer.
Yeah, I loved that game.
The clock is currently set at 8. You can change the time. The invoice we found earlier. The cuckoo clock's face is turned, so 6:15 on this clock will not be 6:15 on the cuckoo clock. You need to set it at 3 in order for it to be 6:15. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very convoluted.
Yes, it is. It's very convoluted. It's very classical adventure game. So you need to set this to 3.
Because it's upside down, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's sideways. It's tilted that way.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
Does this make sense to me? So that would be... Yes, that is 6:15 now. Okay.
The last time
Switch.
Complete... What is it? What happened?
Cuckoo clock.
I hear it.
Sound came from upstairs. I
really liked that bit in Pentiment. Was it like the Duke? Oh, he's awake. He's awake.
Hello.
Oh, he's a bit jittery.
He's having some kind of seizure. He's trembling out of pure horror.
Smack him.
The bird has burst out at the stroke. Now its beak is open. And what's in it? There was a key inside the bird, probably for the cellar. Yes, I was right. Okay, down we go.
I really liked that bit in Pentiment. Was it a Duke, the one that got killed?
Yes.
Remember the bit?
Some sort of nobleman.
He's challenging the monks, and he's talking about Luther.
Yes.
And he speaks during the dinner because monks. I think monks still do it. They eat.
Yeah, they're meant to be quite. Well, there's one that prays, or at least some orders of monks. There's one that prays, and then the others all eat in silence. You're not supposed to talk much.
And he was talking to the head monk. Who's the
Yes.
head monk? The abbot?
Yes.
He was talking to him about Luther, and when they were supposed to be quiet, and all the monks and the main character, the printer fella, Andreas, was that his name? They all go like, oh,
Yeah.
because he's like done this massive taboo, and even though he's a noble, he can't quite get away with pushing it that far.
A dusty carpet of Asian origin.
Okay.
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Mould and dust cover this portrait, making the subject indistinguishable.
Do you think Josh Sawyer will make any more games set in those times? That'll be fun.
Maybe. I'm looking forward to whatever he does next. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like Josh Sawyer a lot.
Was that his first game?
No. Josh Sawyer's first game was Icewind Dale back in 2000 or something.
And do you like that game?
Yes, one of the first games I ever played.
Is that a period set?
No, that is a Dungeons and Dragons video game.
Oh.
Then he made his most famous game is definitely Fallout New Vegas.
Don't do that with. Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he directed that.
Oh.
This piece of furniture has several drawers. Okay, well, look in the drawers, please. Inside one, there's a gardener's shovel. Yes. The cabinet has a large stain of mold due to the high humidity of the atmosphere. I think he also did. Oh, is it Path of Exile? Him? Or Pillars of Eternity? One of those. I can never remember which one.
I liked how in Pentiment they kept mentioning Martin Luther, but he never turned up.
Yes.
You know, the fun, when we did Martin Luther in secondary school, the teacher mentioned that when he stopped being a monk, because he was a monk, wasn't
Yes.
he? When he gave up being a monk and became a reformer, because I think the word Protestant came later, he's married a former nun. And we were all giggling because it's like, did he just give up a monk and did she just give up being a nun so they could have sex? Because
Apparently they had lots of kids.
Yeah, they're like 10 kids or
Yeah.
something. That's really funny, like you know, the Protestant religion, or whatever you want to call it, the Protestant branch of the Christian religion, is all like, we'll let our priests get married.
Pillars of Eternity. Path of Exile is Kiwi. So they're both P-O-E. I get them confused.
And then Martin Luther is like, ooh, I can have a wife.
A book written in a language unknown to me. There's a scrolled annotation written in English on one of the margins.
This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something that we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the Periseum of the big theatre, and there helps us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the hopo allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? What a load of nonsense.
Cultos. A huge cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captured.
A guinea
here.
pig cage.
Ah! Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues, and
They
the
don't-
air is filled with the smell of
They
vinegar.
don't say test tubes in England.
Don't they?
They say like, oh, they have a very funny word for it.
Vials.
I think so, yeah, but it's sounded funnier. Because we had it in secondary school. We had these little chest tubes. We called them something really funny.
Beakers.
Yes, it was like a really
I
old-fashioned...
think that's a different thing, isn't it?
No, it
We
wasn't
had both.
beakers. It was like a really old-fashioned Victorian term.
Is it?
Can't remember what it was.
There's beakers, there's alembics.
Maybe it was that. It might have been that.
I don't think they would have been using alembics, would they?
No, they used that. They was some sort of really old-fashioned word.
Yeah. I always knew them as test tubes.
That's not what we called it in secondary school. It had a really weird...
I called them test tubes in
I
secondary
swear to God, our teacher had a word for it. It was really old-fashioned.
a graduated cylinder.
No, I can't remember what it was.
A flask.
I never even turned up to those classes.
Emma. Right, I've got a shovel. I'm sure that'll be useful for the grave. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside.
Well, the great thing about secondary school is once you're marked in the morning, you could skip a load of them.
That's what I did. I would go in for one class and then leave and get in trouble
Well,
later.
I was in more classes than that, but the science classes I tended to skip.
In German, the word is Regensglas. Regensglas. These are remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. Alright, let's go back out then, I guess. Bye.
Are you from the part of Germany that's more Protestant or more Catholic? Because
Is the south more Catholic?
Bavaria, well, I know there's more to the south than just Bavaria, but Bavaria is very Catholic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what people say, you know, for some reason they say, oh no, actually, they say that, like, you know, the Irish and the Bavarians are really dissimilar. because they're both conservative.
Potatoes, beer, dancing, and conservative.
And,
Catholic.
And Catholic, yeah. And also, they like to say that the Irish like to party.
Oh, thank you for the bit.
The Irish like to party and the Bavarians like to party. That's another stereotype.
Oh, we are partying. Oh, it is like Oktoberfest. Oh, oh, I'm wearing my lederhosen and using my tuba to party.
The conservative part is often left out. You know, I read a really interesting article.
Bavaria is very conservative.
Yeah, but it became, you know, in English-speaking countries, Bavaria became like the fun Germany. The party Germany. And the rest of Germany was the bad Germany, and they were the ones that did the bad things. And you know why this was a deliberate thing?
Tourism?
No, this was by the Americans. Americans had Bavaria. So it was like the Americans were trying to make the Bavaria look like the good Germany because they needed them as Cold War allies.
Yeah.
So it had to be the Bavarians are the good ones, which is funny because Munich and Bavarians as a whole, were very supportive of the Nazi movement, and Bavaria even today is a very conservative part of Germany.
Yeah, it's just the stereotype here would be
fun-loving drunk people.
The south of Germany is meine tuba, I've fallen over on mean sausages,
and all like milkmaids and massive bosoms.
And then the top of Germany is like, we are very cold and we make vehicles and we are very efficient.
And we follow the rules.
Yes.
And we are a bit mean.
Everything here is in grayscale and we have no joy or colour. And what is a joke? that sort of thing.
And that's funny because Berlin was the capital of Prussia.
Yeah.
And Berlin is like, you know, when you find a bit more Berlin is like seen as the boho city, isn't it? Like that's where all the art is. That's where all the drugs was in the 70s and 80s. Like every singer went to Berlin for the drugs and the arts. And also, before the Nazis, Berlin was where all the gay people went and all the trans people. And the Nazis were like, oh, we can't do that.
No more of that, please.
The Weimar Republic.
A wooden box that seems too small for a coffin. The lock is very rusted, almost shattered. Use some acid on it.
The Dutch were very Protestant.
Oh, it worked.
The Dutch were very Protestant. Remember the tour guides were showing us all these secret Catholic churches and said, oh, the Dutch sort of just looked away because the Dutch aren't, this is what the tour guide said, the Dutch aren't really tolerant. We'll just put up with anything if it makes us money.
Yes.
That's what the tour...
They kept describing themselves as mercenary and greedy.
Two tour guys said that.
Yeah, separate people.
They were like, oh...
We're so money hungry capitalists. We love it.
They were like, oh, we're not really tolerant. People think we're tolerant. We just will put up with anything for money. That's why the red light district exists, because it made us money.
The skeletal creatures of a creature are clutching a rolled up canvas.
The Dutch were very blunt people. They would just tell you their real opinion on things.
The remains of a humanoid body, but with a grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape? It has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike. I don't like that. Bye.
I liked the Netherlands.
The Hansa never left the Dutch.
Is that like the Hansa League, is it? The League of Traders is the Hanseatic League and they would trade things?
Yeah, I think so.
I've definitely heard of them.
Oh God, that sounds like Alexander. Run!
Alexander, what are you up to now?
I love how he says run and then ambles slowly through the kitchen.
I know. It's like...
you have no urgency to you.
Maybe it's hard to animate him running in Pixel.
Alexander, are you okay? Alexander!
I think it's Alexandre.
Alexandra.
No, Alexandre. Like Alexand, because it's D-R-E. So Dre? Alexandre.
Alexandre?
Oh my God, what's happening? Is he doing a Doctor Strangelove?
I don't know.
My Fiora, I can walk.
Some diary pages on the wheelchair.
That's a very funny movie.
The paper is ripped apart as if someone has stripped it off the book hastily.
October the 31st, 1891. I'm writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing, and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. Oh, this dialogue.
What do you mean?
That's shit.
It's so Victorian shit, like a rich guy in Victorian England.
The Victorians were stupid, but they weren't this stupid. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it's cracked the larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during the night, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping in through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon the house, and for a moment I was immensely happy. I stared at him for a while. I'm bored, you can read it.
I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget it. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexandre's snore, who was pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made a decision. I'm leaving this house.
I thought you said you were going to stay with him and you were happy. That was a quick switch around.
Let's go.
I think I kind of got a Watson and Holmes thing going on. Reading Sherlock Holmes for the first time, and obviously I've seen...
They're obviously having sex?
No, I didn't get any... Sherlock Holmes does come across as asexual. Maybe like romantic attachment. No, he wouldn't. Asexual, not aromantic. I can imagine romantic attachments because he does seem to really fancy Irene Adler, as in romantically fancy her, not sexually. We're doing that at the moment. We're doing Irene Adler, and he's like, this woman is so smart. She's my equal. No, Sherlock Holmes, I think, is genuinely not interested in sexual relationships and not really interested in romance for the most part. But Watson is definitely in love with him. He's like obsessed with the man. He thinks he's a genius. He thinks he's wonderful, and really, he is a genius in the books he's presented as a genius. But he's a narcissistic prick.
Yeah, that's consistent in all the adaptations.
He's not too different from the Benedict Cumberbatch portrayal.
Yeah, he's just a prick.
He's like, I'm so smart. I'm so great. I'll solve everything. And, like, you know, Watson is clearly in love with this guy.
Sapiosexual, that's everything as well.
What's that?
It's like attracted to intelligence and stuff.
Oh, right. But yeah, like, Watson... Because reading the book for school, it was Hound of the Baskervilles. I'd never read a Sherlock Holmes thing before. I was like, this would be interesting to see how similar it is to all the movies and TV shows. And, like, yeah, Watson is definitely in love with Sherlock Holmes. It's like, Watson, you need to get a life, boy. Well, he's codependent on this fucker. He's not even that nice to him. It's like, you need to get away from this horrible man.
Maybe he's into that.
I mean, all Sherlock Holmes does is berate him and then get high on drugs.
Maybe he's into it.
And he's like, Sherlock, you can't be taking these drugs. You know they're bad
Watson
for you.
is wearing a chastity cage.
He's like, Sherlock, you can't have these drugs. You know they're bad for you. And Sherlock is like, they open my mind. They expand my mind. Like a hippie from the 60s. But yeah, Watson needs to get rid of him. He's a dick.
A lens mounted in a metal ring. Okay. I'm assuming we can put that on the camera tripod, maybe? In some way? Like maybe we can take the camera tripod and mount it all together into a makeshift thing?
You know he likes Irene Adler because he keeps going, she is the woman. The woman. As in, this is the only woman that is worth my time and my dick.
Some kind of navigational map. Several constellations are marked.
Well, I don't think he sleeps with her, but that's the closest he comes to actually having a sexual relationship. Because he's all like, this woman is great. And Watson's all like, Watson's clearly
Watson, you're a dumbo. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Watson isn't dumb. He's not dumb. He's just sort of...
Get out, Watson. Go sleep in the corner on your newspaper.
He's just sort of naive and really, really codependent on this horrible man. Quite tragic.
Oh. Maybe he's happy. He just gets to be with his friend. His special friend.
Well, sometimes Sherlock will despair for months and not even tell him where he is. Well, Watson is standing for the reader. Yeah, but the reader doesn't have to be in love with Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a dick.
Yeah, he's the audience.
Well, actually, for most of Hound of the Baskervilles, Sherlock Holmes isn't there. It's actually mostly from Watson's point of view. And then Sherlock turns up at the end and does a Velma. I've solved it! I've been hiding in the moors, or whatever it's called in Dartmoor, and I figured out what the Hound actually is. Holmes isn't a dick. At least I don't think so. I'll have to agree to disagree with that.
You think he's a dick?
I did not like him at all. But I'm probably going to do the next essay on him because the stories are so short. It's really easy to do an essay on. And I like Irene Adler. It is. I can see why she's been adapted over and over and over. She's what? Oh,
it's probably Alexandra.
It's like a scandal in Bohemia is the story.
Isn't Hound of the Baskervilles the one that people like less?
Well, it's one of the most famous ones.
Yeah, but I thought people thought that one was one of the trashier ones. I could be wrong.
They're all a bit trashy, really.
Yeah, I mean, they're like pulp.
They're really, really...
They're almost pulp.
They're really easy to read. Really easy to read.
Alexander? Oh, there's a little secret passage, boy! Ooh!
And they're very, very Victorian. Like, he meets this woman, again, it's like what I was saying earlier, she has some sort of Spanish heritage, and he's like, I don't think she has, but he thinks he's killed her husband, and he says to Watson, it's because she's Spanish. It's like, it's like a woman scorned is, what is this saying? Hell hath no fear like a woman scorned. And even more so, Watson, she's Spanish. She must have killed him. She doesn't have her... I think the line is literally some shit like, cool, calm English blood. She doesn't have cool, calm English blood.
Well...
She has feisty Spanish blood.
That's Conan Doyle coming out in strength, I think.
Well, that was a common Victorian action anyway. Was Conan Doyle really known for that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think Conan Doyle was a weirdo. He was like a full-on... I mean, he was...
Into eugenics.
It was the time. It was the style at the time.
It wouldn't be
really into eugenics and imperialism.
It wouldn't be weird by the standards of the time. If it's not weird if everybody is into it. It's the norm. It'd be weird if you're not into it.
One of the few things I know about him is the reason he is Sir Conan Doyle isn't because of his writing. It's because he did some propaganda for the concentration camps.
Oh,
for the Boer War.
ones. Oh dear.
Yeah, you know how the British basically invented modern style concentration camps.
Yeah, there was concentration camps before. Yeah, but the British made them modern.
They perfected them.
They made them in the form we recognise now.
He wrote some articles and some pamphlets and stuff about how amazing they were and how efficient the British were.
They weren't being
and stuff
starved
like that.
and stuff.
So yeah.
That's it.
He got knighted for it.
And everyone knows he believed in fairies. And
oh yeah, he's like the opposite of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
He hates Sherlock Holmes and tried to kill him off twice, didn't he?
Well, it kind of took over his whole life.
Yes.
But because Sherlock Holmes is like, Watson is like, maybe, because the Hound of the Baskervilles is supposed to be this ghostly hound that haunts the Baskervilles. And he's like, maybe it's true, Sherlock. I can see no other explanation.
And he slaps him and goes, shut up, you cretin.
No, Sherlock goes, I'll consider it if I can literally find no other evidence. But if I can't find nothing else, Watson, I'm calling bullshit. He says that in a more Victorian way.
Whereas
Conan Doyle
was constantly falling for fairy hoaxes, over and over again. He was like, I love fairy folk.
Like those two girls made the fake photographs.
Yeah, that was a famous
You
one.
can tell that they're clearly just...
They're obviously double exposure.
But they're also clearly paper cutouts of fairies. And Harry Houdini was his friend and was like, this isn't real. And he was like, yes it is. These two little girls have photographed fairies.
Allegedly, he fell out with Harry Houdini, who was a long-time friend of his, because... Harry Houdini was like, you know that I'm not magic and there's no such thing as magic, right? And he was like, fuck off, there's magic in the world.
Well, I don't know if this story is true, but I also heard a story that Harry Houdini was really close to his mum. So his mum died and he was always looking for psychics, mediums, and he wanted to talk to the ghost of his mother. And he was like, because Harry Houdini, he knew all their tricks, he said he never found a real one. So that made him not believe any of that stuff. I don't know if that's true. I read it somewhere.
There's a spiritualist centre in Edinburgh called the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre. Yeah, it was really big into it.
It's just really weird.
It's like when you read about Isaac Newton, same thing. Like Isaac Newton wrote more about fairies and alchemy than he did about maths and physics. But he obviously... People go, I would ignore that one because obviously he's a foundational physicist and mathematician.
There's a really weird movie, I can't remember what it's called. It's from 2008 or 2009. I'll look up, no, it's earlier than that, maybe 2005. I'll look it up in a second. It's got Catherine Zeta-Jones, Saoirse Ronan when she was a preteen, and Catherine Zeta-Jones and Saoirse Ronan, they're Scottish travellers. They live in a caravan in Scotland. And the mom is like a fake... She's a medium, but she's not real. She's a con woman. And they meet Harry Houdini because he's looking for someone to talk to the ghost of his mom. And the mom is played by... No, sorry, Harry Houdini is played by Guy Pearce, the guy from Memento. And Timothy Spall is in it as his assistant.
Spall.
And he and Catherine Zeta-Jones fall in love, and it turns out she kind of does that thing with Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost.
No.
She gets real power, so he can actually talk to his mom.
Oh no!
What?
Is it terrible?
I mean, I thought it was interesting because it was interesting to see.
Tiny Tim.
It was interesting to see Scottish travellers because they're never really depicted.
No.
And it was interesting to see Harry Houdini, but no, it wasn't very good. No.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Isaac Newton.
You said that he was really into fairies.
Yeah, Isaac Newton was way more into fairies than maths, even though he was once in a generation or a century mathematic
genius.
This is
the Apple dude, right?
Yeah, the theory of gravity.
Yeah, I know who he is.
And physics and light physics and stuff like that. But the reason You know how we say a rainbow and a prism has 7 colours, even though it obviously only has 6?
Mhm.
It's because of him, because he thought 6 was unluckier than 7.
Well,
So he was like, oh, there's indigo and violet. And it's like, obviously it's 6 fucking colours.
He also did a thing, Isaac Newton. He stared so much at the sun, he went blind.
Yeah.
He had to. And
He was a fucking weirdo.
The doctor was like, you know how he cured it? The doctor was like, I'm going to lock you in a pitch black room for days. But it worked. He didn't go blind.
Mm-hmm.
He should have worn sunglasses. Did they not have sunglasses back then?
Probably. I don't really know. When was he? 1700s?
Because have you ever gone through an eclipse, or have they not happened when you've been alive?
No, I've never seen one.
An eclipse happened when I was very small, like 2000, 1999, and we were all given these little weird glasses to wear so that we could look at the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember being that impressed. I was like, oh, the sun's just gone black.
Oh god, we're gonna have to draw out the fucking things, aren't we? Hang on. Yep. Oh no. Hang on, let me leave.
Wasn't there an eclipse a year or two ago?
I don't know.
I think there was.
The crystal fits perfectly in the telescope. Okay, now I can see. Okay, I understand. He was mid to late 17th century, not 18th. Oh, even earlier than I thought. All right, so we need to go Deneb, Vega, and Altair. Or Altair. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Deneb, Vega, Altair.
I think died a virgin, but I think Isaac Newton, they think he was asexual. I mean, it's, it's kind of difficult to say because we don't know, but they think that he was asexual. He had no interest in, so he didn't mind dying a virgin.
So it's this one, I think. Oh Christ, hang on. I need to refer back to this. Deneb and then Vega and then Altair. Oh Christ. So is it here, here, and here? Positive chime, okay.
They also did a movie. Have you ever seen that movie, Kane? A Fairy Tale. It came out in the 90s. It was on Warner Brothers. And it was about the 2 little girls on those fake fairy photographs. But obviously in the movie they're real. And Harvey Keitel plays Harry Houdini. And I can't remember who plays Arthur Conan Doyle, but he's in the movie. And the 2 little girls, like, it's real in the movie. It's not a fraud. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
That was a weird movie.
Alright, so remember these symbols. It's a line with 2 crosses, a U, and how would you say that one? Like a cannon from behind, a very skinny cannon from behind.
Warner Brothers in the 90s made a load of sort of weird period dramas for kids. They had like The Secret Garden.
That was the one I wanted.
They had The Secret Garden, Fairy Tale, they had Little Princess. And I've watched all those movies loads ever since I was a little girl, because they came out when I was a little girl. And they're good, but there's something missing from them. Like they're sort of, it's probably just nostalgia where it's like, oh, this is cozy and comforting. But I'm like, these aren't actually great movies.
There's a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains.
2 slots?
Slots.
You said slots.
2 slots.
You said slots.
The voice again. It comes from the bottom of the pit. Go down the pit.
Oh no. More Edgar Allan Poe stuff.
Hello. Alexandre.
Oh, he's gone mad.
Oh, this is the start of the game.
Oh yeah.
So this was all a flashback. This is the very beginning. He's going to inject me with some sort of fucked up nightmare.
Or maybe you'll oh.
Because we found it said there was something weird in these syringes. Alexandre.
Go away.
A variety of surgical instruments and some jaws. Oh god, what's he gonna fucking do to me? Use a syringe on him. This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexandre? Am I right?
God, he's desperate for praise, isn't he?
The last door. Zaliathel.
No.
The last door. We can cross together. What should I do? I'm waiting for you. Here, in the mist. It's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we're afraid. Can you pronounce Alexander properly? Like the English way, but French spelling. I am ready. Sit down. Can I not? Can I hit you with a lamp instead? I'm such a fucking weird little weaselly
I
wimp.
know, he's so useless, like.
I hate it.
Fly
just went on the camera.
Fuck off, Fly! Seriously.
Alright, I'll sit here. Fantastic. Don't manacle me or anything.
He's gonna.
What do I do now? Syringe? Oh, he just took the syringe from me. Amazing.
What's the plot so far? To be honest, I'm completely lost. cult stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Something about occult stuff, and they want to like open the veil to hell or something.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that we will find any clue here about David's whereabouts?
Oh, he's back with his German doctor.
German doctor, baby. That was you, I think.
The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully they have overlooked something. Is this the hospital or is this...
This is the one we were just in.
Yeah.
The house.
Oh, yeah.
What about this room?
There's a... Oh, no, that's me, is that you? There's a sealed letter beneath this table and the wall, between this table and the wall. It looks like Herr Beechwood never sent it. I think it is best that you read it.
Oh, is this Anthony's house?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dearest Alexander, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it might stay that way. An open way for whatever lives on the other side. Videte nequis sciat.
Do you know what it means?
Nope, I do not. Well, if we have opened the door, we're fucked forever. Is that the end?
There must be another chapter if that's...
Oh, there's 4 more chapters of the sequel. Oh, we're still going though. We're in the mist.
Crunch, crunch, crunch,
Crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch. Hiya.
Why are you wearing yellow? It doesn't suit you. You can't wear yellow with blonde hair. It just clashes. Uh-oh. I don't think Divott's going...
The adventure continues in season 2. There we go.
Yeah, it's not really a sequel. It's just season 2.
Yeah. It's 4 episodes in each one, I think. And then I think it ends after series 2.
So there isn't a series 3?
I don't think so, because I don't think these games did financially amazingly.
When I looked up at the game, it just had it all as one.
Yes.
It didn't...
There's 8 episodes.
It didn't split it into 2.
No.
Like the Wikipedia page, it just went as one.
Extras? What is extras?
Fuck off! He loves that camera.
The morgue?
Does he have mutton chops?
I think he has mutton chops. I think we're a mortician.
Don't you just love how awful mutton chops are?
Have they ever come back?
Do you know season 1 of Bridgerton? I was reading somewhere, the guy, Jonathan Bailey, he had mutton chops and people said that it made him look unattractive. And then in season 2, when he got rid of the mutton chops, the internet was totally in love with him. So as soon as he got rid of the mutton chops, it was like, you're the hottest man ever.
Because mutton chops are... It is impossible to be attractive in mutton chops.
Mutton chops do look really stupid.
Good Lord, what a mess. The skin is all scorched. Cause of death is probably shock caused by all the sudden burns. A horrible way of passing. What could lead a man of God to commit such an act?
Oh, that was the priest, wasn't it?
I think so. All that remains is to file the medical report so he can receive the proper treatment a fine gentleman deserves.
A fine gentleman. He was killing all those people trying to open the door to the bird world. Or whatever it is, hell.
Oh, good. Scalpel.
Ew.
Nothing else to do here. I should file the medical report. How do I do that? The case still puzzles me. If he wanted to commit suicide, why did he do it in such a painful manner? Was he drugged or intoxicated? I should check his stomach for signs of poisoning.
Oh, please
Cut
don't.
open belly.
No!
Yay! Cut open belly!
They're not going to show us.
Yay! All right. The stomach looks fine on the outside. I should cut it open to check its contents. That's a good noise. What is this? There is something strange in here. It looks almost like a piece of paper.
He swallowed a piece of paper?
I need something to keep the stomach open while I extract it. Use the pincer.
Please, no.
I should taste it to make sure it's all in order. It is a note. Oh, Jesus. A crumpled note with 4 names.
Ernest?
One of them crossed out. I think I should inform the inspector immediately.
Is it Ernest?
Ernest Glynn, Jeremiah Divitt, Alexander D,
and
some Hugo Ashworth.
That's Anthony.
Yeah.
Because I thought his name was Anthony.
Mm.
He killed himself, wasn't he? Ashworth or Ashby?
Yeah.
Or Ash Beach. Suspense.
Just the extra was just like, how they found the names. Death sentence.
Beachworks Wake. Wake.
Francis Baldwin.
What did you click on?
Just the wake, or I can't remember what I clicked on. Oh, the death sentence or something? After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury, we find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent and sick people.
Who is this?
Because of this sentence, I am hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment.
This isn't
by
the guy
hanging
we
to
helped
death in the sight of
hospital,
God.
is it? Remember there was a guy in the hospital who wanted morphine?
Yes.
Has they pinned the murders on him?
I don't know.
Is this him?
I don't know. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed?
Because, I'm talking to them now. We got a guy morphine, and then we came back and he
it's the gravekeeper.
Oh.
Or save them, or release them. Now they're in a better place. Do you still believe I'm mad?
Yes. I do. Snap.
Did you remember to get his reward card stamped?
Me and Kane watched a movie recently called, what was it called? Richard Attenborough was in it, the murderer fella.
10 Rillington Place?
Yeah, it was about the murderer, this is a true story, John Christie?
Yes.
Who murdered a bunch of women, and he murdered his tenant's wife, but the husband got framed for that murder.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets executed, hanged by Pierpoint. Is that his name, Pierpoint?
Mm-hmm.
Like how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene is really quick. It literally was like less than a minute, less than probably 50 seconds.
Yeah.
But Pierpoint was like, he was an advisor on the film. He was like, I could do that even quicker in real life. He's like, the real guy, the real Timothy Evans, it was like 10 seconds. Because Pierpoint, the reason he became such a prominent executioner was because he could do it in a really quick way. Like, I was thinking that hanging wasn't realistic. Because, it used to be when they'd hang people, it'd take them ages to die. They'd just be on the rope there making gurgling death sounds, and these sick fucks were watching it. But Pierpoint had a way where, like, he could make the death almost instant and make it really, really quick.
Just snap the neck.
Yeah, but like instant, so that you would literally die within a second. So he became really popular for that because it was less controversy than if the prisoner
Just loved killing.
No, but like it's kind of like America.
He really had a passion for what he
did. It's like
did.
America now, where they have controversy when the prisoner doesn't die quick enough. So it was like that in England too. They were like, oh, he makes them die quicker, so he'll be like our head executioner. And he apparently killed. It's funny.
Hundreds?
Yeah, he's an executioner, so this was all legal. But he's probably the biggest serial killer ever.
Yeah.
He killed something like 500 people?
Yeah.
Hanged 500 people? Ugh.
She's the only survivor.
Oh dear.
What happened to the others? They're all dead.
Dead in Russia.
I would like to talk to her.
Oh, this is your man,
Oh, this is like Detective Boy or whatever I am.
You're the assistant to the German doctor.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Well, you can read it if you want.
No, you can do the German accent.
Good afternoon. My name is Johann Kaufmann. I'm a doctor. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Please be careful with what you ask. Mrs. Parnell's state is delicate. I'm perfectly fine and able to talk, sister. Thank you for your consideration.
Ooh.
Now, doctor, I understand you want me to repeat my story. I would be thankful to hear it, indeed. I'll stay outside if you need me. None. I am a sane woman, doctor.
I'll
in
talk
complete
her.
control. Okay.
I am a sane woman, doctor. I'm in complete control of my mind and reason. You do not dare to question her. Do we meet this woman when we were Divid?
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't.
Then I will commence.
Go ahead.
I woke up in the dark. The room was... Hold on, there's something I tuned.
Oh my god.
The room was small, so it's right in my gums.
Oh my god.
The room was small, so... Shut up. The room was small, so narrow that I could touch the wooden walls just by raising my elbows.
Where were you?
You sounded more like a bad Bela Lugosi there. I couldn't tell at first. For a moment, a most dreadful thought crossed my mind. What if I had been buried alive? When I got out, I found myself at my parents' house. I hadn't been there since they sent me to school.
Were your parents there?
No, they were not in the house. Nor was any servant I'd known in the years of my childhood. I was alone. I could feel the humid air in my skin. I could smell the scent of the long abandoned. I walked the rooms and settled by the silence, the place with the bleak feel of a ruin. Then I saw someone. In the opposite end of the corridor, there's an old woman staring at me.
Who was she?
That's terrible. How should I know? I'd have seen her before.
Yeah, she can go full cork.
Hold on. Should I do
Oh my god!
it? It hurts.
Yeah.
It's stuck right in my gum.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
Okay.
I followed her out to the back alley and into the streets. I got lost in Aberdeen. The streets were deserted and a thick fog covered everything. I thought I saw the old woman through the fog once or twice, but that could have just been shadows.
Where was everybody?
I don't know. But I didn't say there was nobody now, did I? I met some people, vagabonds, commoners. One of them was a priest. There was a novelist and a boy. A boy? Oh yeah, did you meet a boy as well?
I think so. Tell me about the priest.
I met him in a stable. He said mass there amongst the beasts. Can you imagine the profanity?
Tell me about the novelist.
The woman had never written a word. She created only in her mind. Then she's not a novelist, is she? She could tell the story sentence by sentence with perfect precision, and I could even hear a piece of her last work.
What was it about?
No, the second one is more accurate, I see.
Yeah.
You're clearly just saying nonsense. The piece she told me was something like, the shadows of the past melted within the lands that love silence. Through the fog they walked, found themselves lost. Hoping for a sign from their gods, they set camp on the beach, where 30 birds awaited to meet their crown.
So the boy, what about him?
I came across an abandoned carriage. The horse was long dead, its bones still harnessed to the cart.
A super sleepy Peter Lorre voice appears.
There was a young man petting the carcass of the animal.
Did you talk to the boy?
He was deaf,
Of course he was.
but I think he could read my lips. When he spoke, he did it with a clear accent. What's a clear accent?
You know, not one of those foreigns.
He said
Like you.
He said he could only listen to the songs of the departed. What the fuck is this?
What happened then?
As I walked, the fog got denser. I could barely see anything around. I finally met the old woman. She didn't say a thing, but gave me a cardboard card. Then she left.
She gave you some sort of playing card?
It was one of those that used to tell fortunes. There was a drawing, so a tarot card, you dumb bitch. There was a drawing on it of a veiled person holding a lamb.
Okay.
Who is this weird bitch? The mist seemed to clear and I could finally see.
What could you see?
Yeah, she used a lot of prompting. She could just keep on talking. A barren land bathed by roaring waves. Christ! This dialogue. There were thousands of birds, and then I realised there was something else.
What was it?
Yeah, why do you have to keep prompting her? It was there. It looked at me. The burning dark inside, the shaking, the scream. The vision that I cannot understand. What is it, Doctor? Have I finally lost my mind?
Yes.
I lost
Obviously.
my mind. Everything she said, all the things she said, everything she said. Tattoo. Those fake lesbians from Russia.
Oh!
Well,
Fake
they
lesbian.
weren't lesbians.
I know.
That was just a gross marketing tool.
Mm-hmm. Aren't they like 16?
I know.
Yeah.
It's like we'll put you into little skirts and in a cage and make you kiss.
Mm-hmm. It must be a delusion, or I believe your story.
I don't believe her.
Yeah, I'm going to say it must be a delusion, because you're obviously correct.
We know it's real, though, because we know the
Yes,
cult
that's
is real.
true.
We're in a supernatural.
Okay. I believe you. I am sure that what you lived was real.
And anyway, just be nice to her.
But I am afraid that I currently lack any proof that can confirm your account. I am sorry.
What accent are you doing now?
I should leave. Thank you for your time.
Your accent is terrible.
No, it is not. I am German.
It doesn't even sound stereotypically German.
I
like
am
your
a
early-
German doctor. This is what we sound like. Bye. It looks like a tarot card.
Yeah, he doesn't even have English as his first language, and he knows what it's fucking called. Dumb bitch.
Stop calling her a dumb bitch.
She irritated the hell out of me.
All right, last one. Beechworth's Wake. As the last extra. Oh.
Who's this little fella?
I don't know, some little nerd.
Is he his son?
Uh-huh.
I knew it would come to this. Your father was a terrible mess of a man. I'm only grateful that he brought you to our home.
Okay, sorry.
Soon enough, not long after you were born, I hold no doubt that you will learn from his bad example and grow up to be a proper gentleman.
Thanks.
What could there be greater than the efforts of mortals to rise from their miserable condition?
Goth. He's a goth.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look dead, but just asleep. I barely knew him, busy as he was travelling the world. What would be of a man with no aspiration for the other side to inspire or lead him?
What?
It's about, like, believing in heaven, I guess.
Hello.
We will speak later. Go away. I have a Lego head. We're busy. Fuck off. Oh no. This one is actually speaking normally. He was so sad. He was most dearest to me. I humped him. Your father was a complicated man, which means that's just a nice way of saying he was a prick.
Mm-hmm.
He had a strong character, prick, and was stubborn as a mule when he had taken a determination. He believed he had a mission in this world, and I'm not sure he knew exactly what it was. So he was cracked, like.
Yeah.
That which avoids description, the unknown, provides men with a reason to exist.
Skill difference.
This is an obscure domain, its secrets taken by man from the silence of nature and death.
You were the young Beechworth, is that right? Your father left you everything, Anthony. Ah, this is our friend that killed himself at the beginning. The house, his accounts, and all his belongings, for you to receive when you come of age. He was very specific in his testament, though, that you should receive this promptly, his personal book log.
Thanks.
Was he living with his auntie, then?
I guess so.
These are the memoirs of my life, my research and knowledge of the other side. Use them wisely, son.
Nah, I'm just going to burn it.
Yeah, I would. You were weird. Don't like you very much. And that's it. that's the first season done. I'd amend a rekazoo of the Shrek song because I missed it. Ooh, big stretch. Big stretch. Love you.
Love you too.
I guess we're done then. Fantastic. You said you needed to go shopping into the post office anyway, right?
Yeah, no, not the post office, the chemist.
Oh, same thing.
Do you want to go and get some ice cream from the ice cream place?
Not really.
Let's go.
I don't really want to go. Oh, your face!
Come on.
I'll see. Slash rate. Oh, well, first of all, I will link the.
Are you going to go
newest
shopping
video.
with me?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay,
Don't know if I
well,
want to go.
ice cream and shopping.
Uh-huh.
Please.
Maybe. I'll see.
Do what I want.
I love you.
Do what I want.
Here's the latest YouTube video I put out. It's good. Go watch it. It's fun. It's from 1982. The game, not the video, obviously. And I will raid somebody as well. That'll be a fun time. Who can I raid? Who is live? This person is live. There we go. Stay, don't leave. / raid. I will be live again tomorrow, probably. I have a thing on tomorrow morning, so it depends on when that's finished, to be honest. There's a chance I'm not live tomorrow. I probably will be, but I'll put it in the Discord if I am or not. Bye, everybody!